to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning. For this love ain't kryptonite. And if you keep me close, a minute in this hourglass you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall to thee, we be laughing all day to say, hey, a superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. And I look behind. It's moving closer every time.
this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine, and I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire. On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine, and I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged
The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out, but all I feel is hollow. I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you worse. The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? You used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with this life, like kryptonite. And if you keep me close every minute in this hour, to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning. For this love ain't kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, will you be there when I'm weak to save me? A superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look behind, it's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. 'Cause darkness is my old friend. You won't get me at the end. At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense.
On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire.
Can he get the triple?
Oh! everybody, and welcome to the Legion Africa Cup, brought to you by Legion by Lenovo. My name is Arshi, and I'm going to be your host for this tournament. I'm joined by two very talented analysts. We're here with Sammy, aka Flip, and Adam, aka Hope the Beast. How are you guys doing?
Doing great, thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm great, thank you as well. I thought I was the one asking the questions. You can't ask me how I am. So, guys, how does it feel to be
I
here?
didn't ask you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How are you doing, Hope the Beast? How are you doing?
No, I'm pissed. No, I'm good. I'm doing good.
I'm
How are you?
sorry. I didn't know this was going to happen so soon. My bad. I'm so sorry. How are you doing? It's a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to have you. Azza.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, we're super excited to be here, and I want to tell you some really juicy offers that we have. In order to win $50 in your Steam wallet, all you have to do is go to gaming.lenovo.com and do one of two things. Either post a clip from the broadcast or go and vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, why not browse for other offers? We do have another thing that is exclusive to South Africa. All you have to do for this giveaway is to purchase a Lenovo product, and with that, you're just going to get a free pair of headsets. So make sure you get this opportunity. It's only available from the 13th to the 16th of December. And in order to get access to that, you have to click on the link in the description below. So I wish we were in South Africa now. We want some of that action. We want some headsets.
We need some new headsets.
We do. We actually do. So, Sammy, I have heard that you're actually very popular in esports. Can you tell me a bit about that and how CSGO is actually incorporated into your gaming career?
So basically, I've loved games since I was maybe 10 years old, you know? And my first game was Counter-Strike 1.6, which is the older version before CSGO.
Mhm.
And I've played it for so many years. And then I actually discovered that I really love to compete. And it was like a learning period for like 3 years or 4 years to actually learn and
Mhm.
compete with some of the local tournaments and local players. And in CSGO, actually, you know, when CSGO came out, it actually gave us more exposure.
Of course.
You know, with CSGO coming out, there were many tournaments, many with the internet, with the social media, with everything that's going on today in this world. Everything is like you can be, discovered with just
It's
one
much
clip.
easier nowadays with all the
Yeah.
technology that we have. Social media is just crazy.
And it's like CSGO gave us like a chance to actually showcase our talents,
Mhm.
across not only the Middle East or the Arab world,
That's true.
across Europe,
That's
and
very true.
it was an honor, playing and sharing across like with very good players. Uh, Playing the game since a long time, Right now, it's good to be analyzing, doing something that I love, since I love to talk about in depth about the games,
That's very true. And that's the beauty of being into gaming. If you're an esports player at one point of your time, you can branch out and become an analyst. You can branch out, become a host, and you can branch out, become a streamer. And speaking of streamer, let me tell you about Hope the Beast, who is actually a streamer. Let me know a little bit about your stream.
I stream CSGO. The reason I started streaming CSGO is because of they used to call me a hacker.
They used to call you a hacker.
Yes.
Okay,
and,
not
I'm one
modest
of
at
them.
all.
He's one of them. He's one of them, and he's one of the people I actually fought,
Okay.
with, online by
Mhm.
calling you a hacker, blah blah blah. So I started stream. It actually motivated me to, start streaming and playing more CS and taking it more competitive
Hmm.
and playing it more serious with passion.
Hmm.
Because I can play the game professionally. Listen, I'm new to CSGO,
Mhm.
like the new scene, but it's kind of making me more want to grow as a CSGO player.
Mhm.
Because I can play professionally, I can play PUG,
Yes.
because I know myself in CSGO. So I'm hoping just for the better,
Well, that's really good. I mean, the mark of a great esports player, let alone a CSGO player, is room to grow, room to improve, correct? Well, thank you so much for that short intros. We'll definitely get to know you better as we progress. But now let's take a look at the tournament schedules. So for the qualifier schedules, we have Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia who already played their qualifiers. So we're going to move on to South Africa, who will be qualifying for 3 days, day 1, 2, and 3, on the 13th of December, 14th and 15th of December. For Kenya and Nigeria, it will be on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of December. For the playoff schedule, this will be with 3 days as well, day 1, 2, and 3. For Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia, will be on the 27th, 28th, and 29th of December. while for South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria will be the 10th, 11th, and 12th of January in the new year. We're going to get some New Year's resolutions, I'm pretty sure, about CSGO and to climb in our rank systems. And for the final schedule, we have the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. For Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia, it will be on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of January. For South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria, it will be on the 17th, 18th, and 19th of January. And for the grand finals, the grand finale, this will be on the 20th of January. So that's something we're definitely going to be looking forward to because we don't know which teams are going to be playing each other. We don't know which regions are going to be playing each other. So that's definitely going to be super hyped up.
It will be a surprise.
Exactly. It will be a big surprise, especially.
I'm actually hyped for the tournament, the upcoming teams, because there is so many teams I know for a fact that been training, that been playing. They didn't get the chance to grow. So I'm hoping we can actually see the teams growing now because it's actually a good opportunity for them to show what they're capable of.
That's really great, especially since I was just about to ask you if you know any people that you would be able to shout out, any team members that you would know, but clearly you do. And I know we have a lot of newcomers as well. So it's going to be great seeing what they're going to be bringing us.
To add a note to that, you know, speaking of the South African scene, they have been playing internationally for a very long time. They are really good players. There are really very good talented players there, especially the experienced players and the new talented players. So I would really love to see, like, it's going to be interesting, you know, an interesting region to actually, you know, come across to. They have played internationally across worldwide tournaments, you know. They have even boot camp in Dubai for a month to actually play for a major qualifier. So basically, we are going to see experience and we're going to see talent.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a big surprise.
That's great. As you mentioned, like we've seen them in a couple of places, but this is what we're here for, to give them a platform to show off their skills, to let them be noted globally. So with that, let's go and check out the prize pool. Let's see what our players are going to be competing for. Oh my goodness, that is a big number. Sammy, can you read that first place number for me?
$12,000.
$12,000. Tell me, Sammy, what would you buy if you had $12,000?
I had $12,000.
Yes.
I'd actually buy a streaming PC.
Oh, okay. That's a very good choice.
And, you know, a streaming PC just for streaming.
Oh, that'd be
And
perfect.
dedicate my time for some, you know, when I don't have free time.
Can I come over and play on your PC when you get it? Is that fine?
Most welcome, anytime.
Oh, that's great.
$1,000 for a PC.
You know,
What would you go for, Hope the Beast?
You won't see me here.
You want it?
I'll probably go for a gaming PC as well.
You go for a gaming PC as well. Well, those are really, really good choices.
Yep.
Okay, so now let's go and move on to the region. We're going to have South Africa play today. So South Africa is a region that we don't know too much about. They're having an intro to the esports scene. But as we said, we're so happy to give them a platform to show their skills and to show, you know, that they're ready to compete at a global level.
True.
So for the South Africa, for the teams, we have a lot of names on the screen, but we're not so familiar with them yet. I'm very, very confident that throughout the weeks we're going to find out and we're going to have some names pop out. For me, right now, I love the mayo addicts. I love me some mayonnaise. I don't know about you guys, but if a sandwich doesn't have mayonnaise, that's not a sandwich.
You know, to actually see the list of teams, we have seen a famous name in the South African scene is Bravado Gaming.
Bravado Gaming.
Yes, Bravado is a very old team. Showcased 1.6 CS and CSGO, really good talents and really good players. That some of them have went internationally, you know. So I would place my bet actually on Bravado Gaming to actually, you know, come to the final.
Oh wow! From now.
From now.
Oh, that is bold. That is very bold. I mean, I was expecting to get predictions before every match, but I didn't expect prediction for the whole entire tournament.
I would say to the other team, really good luck.
Oh my goodness.
If there is
beware, teams. Bravado Gaming is coming after you. For Rage Quit. Why is that?
I love the name.
You love the name?
I always rage quit. Like I used to rage quit.
You look like a rage quitter. I can see that.
No, it's not because I'm, you know, kind of looking. You can call me.
I'm sorry. My bad.
No, I'm joking. I just love the name Rage Quit. You know,
okay.
I hope they actually make the enemy rage quit. You know, even if it's a 1v5.
That is the goal, right?
Exactly.
That is
I
the goal.
love making people rage quit as well.
Well, as much as we'd like to make the enemy rage quit, we also have to show sportsmanship, right?
True, correct,
Respect the
correct.
team.
Yep.
And speaking of sportsmanship, I do want to ask you a question, especially about scrimming. So, as we know, a lot of teams it's almost mandatory to scrim against the other team before they're going to play on in the tournament. So, do you think that scrimming is a mostly positive thing, or do you think there's some negative aspects in it?
Scrimming is one of the most important things for a team
Mhm.
because it can actually make you focus more on not doing the mistakes
Mhm.
that you're not supposed to do in a game. Because when pressure, it gets you rid of pressure inside the game mentally. You're gonna get pressured, 100%. Everyone get pressured. Mentally, you're gonna be ready for it. Because in scrim, worst case scenario, if you don't do it, if you don't go as planned,
Mhm.
you know what to do
Yeah.
in game. So
Mhm.
you will be able to handle the pressure.
Yes.
So scrimming is actually a very good thing. It's one of the most important things to do. And watching demos as well, it comes with the scrim as playing in a team and everything. So scrimming is actually very important.
I'm definitely going to touch up more on that, but first, let's see the upcoming match. So for the 3 qualifying days, this is the schedule. So these are going to play who's going to be playing against who. Do you think that it's important to know if you're going to be the first one playing? Do you think the nerves are going to be higher? Because I think perhaps they're going to be setting what's the word I'm looking for? They're going to be setting the environment. They're going to be, the main people that people are going to refer to, right? They're going to compare their games to the first game. They're going to see, oh, what did they do wrong? What did they do right? So do you think the pressure is built up more for the very first game or on the very first day?
I think it's really important,
Mhm.
as your game comes up, the first game of the day on day one,
Mhm.
to kick off the tournament. Of course, Gaming Lenovo, which is such a prestigious tournament.
Mhm.
So basically, there's gonna be a huge pressure because first of all, you have a very big tournament
Mhm.
prize pool, and second of all, you have really good teams coming and playing against each other.
Yeah.
So to actually have your name in the top is actually big pressure, because
Of course, yeah.
first of all, you can't assess your mistakes and what's gonna happen or what's this team gonna do.
Exactly.
So you need to do a lot of homework when you are in the second or third day.
Mhm. So that would give them an advantage, that you would say.
True.
All right, great. So we're going to take a look at the map. The map chosen is actually Inferno. So, analysts, are we happy about that?
No,
We're not happy. Why not? Why are we not happy
Actually,
about Inferno?
Inferno is one of my favorite maps.
Okay,
So I love
please
Inferno.
elaborate. Tell me why it's your favorite.
I don't know. I just love it. It's like
It speaks to you.
yeah,
Telling
exactly.
you, come, let me win on this map.
Especially that I'm allowed to play on when I play a pug. I'm
Mhm.
allowed to play on banana alone.
Okay.
And I be on B. So I feel more confident. More playing it is making me better at it. So
Mhm.
Inferno is just my best map. I love Inferno.
Okay, what about you, Sammy? What do you think?
I love Inferno, but see, let's talk about the fact here about this map. It's a very heavy map
Mm-hmm.
in terms of utility wise
Mm-hmm.
and in terms of dueling each other. So you have, as we see, the banana area. Banana area is who takes banana control will win the game, either your city or T side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a mix of lurk-based games, rounds, banana control rounds, some really slow rounds. I would love to see.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a heavy contest. Inferno is a very nice map, to be honest, but it needs a very good team to actually handle the pressure that you're gonna receive.
That's great to know. So, what kind of pace do you think will this map bring us?
I think it's gonna be a fast-paced, game. This game specifically,
Mm-hmm.
the first like 7, 8 rounds gonna be really fast, and then they're
Okay.
gonna take their time, slow down the notch, slow it down, try to actually read what the opposing team gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna disagree with you on
Oh,
that.
oh no, we have some banter already.
Because
Okay, go ahead.
I actually believe Inferno is the first couple of rounds you have to play it slow. You have to read how is the game going, if you are whether CT is taking banana or not. You want to read the game. You want to know what is the CT doing.
Mhm.
CT side, if you want to know the T side is going aggressive on banana.
Mhm.
What are they doing exactly? So I believe first 6, 7 rounds should go very slow,
Okay.
and the 8 should be like maybe fast. Depends on the game. How is it going? Is it a close match? Is it not? Is it one-sided?
Mhm.
It depends. So I totally disagree with you.
You know, he has his opinion. I respect that.
That's all right. That's what we want. We want to see two viewpoints because not every viewpoint is the same, right?
True.
So we need to hear both sides. So I'm actually loving this. You know, go ahead, argue more. Go ahead. You have the platform. Do
You know, I
it.
wish to argue more, but after we see the game, we might have some couple of, arguments here and there.
I think you might say, you know, maybe I was wrong, or you know what, I said it by mistake. I think.
Listen, in Inferno,
Yes.
talking about Inferno, I'm too confident about it.
Oh, you're too confident.
I'm too confident about
Okay.
talking about Inferno.
Okay.
So, because I actually watch players, like pro players, talking about the map. I actually learn the map, study the map,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not saying whatever you're saying is bad. I'm just saying my point of view on playing this map, especially hearing it from other players. I think Banana should be like or Banana should be played slow,
Mhm.
Inferno, to read the map, to be able to tell what's the map going on with it.
Yes.
The leader should actually be like, he should go with the codes, the good codes.
All right. I respect that definitely. So if there was one piece of advice that you're gonna give to the teams on playing this map, what would that be? One main
You're
core
first.
point for this map, since you've studied it, since you know it backwards and forwards. Let me
I
know.
always say it, banana control.
Banana control. That's
Banana
it. That's
control.
all you need to do. Control.
No, for a reason. I'll tell
Yeah.
you why.
Tell me.
First of all, T side, if you're going aggressively on banana, you're gonna force out a lot of utilities from the CT, which
Mhm.
is the most important thing to do as a T side. You wanna force out CT utilities, whether it's in A or it's in B.
So it's purely based on baiting.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You wanna bait out the utilities.
Mhm.
CT should know how to deal with the aggressive banana, should be able to do the retake banana, should know how to handle banana retakes, how to hold sites with the utilities, should know how to exactly use the utilities and win.
Mhm.
Because, for example, if T side is going aggressive banana, you're just gonna give it to them. If you're not winning banana,
You're
control.
killing me with the number of times you're saying banana.
No, it's
But I'm so sorry. Please continue.
yes, because it's actually I forgot what I was talking about.
I'm so-
No, T side.
I didn't mean to. I mean, you're making eye contact with me, and you keep saying it. I just. Okay, please continue. Please gather your thoughts.
T side, like focusing on banana
Yeah.
is actually an important thing to bait utilities. CT, how are they gonna react to banana control? So banana control is gonna be something that Inferno is mainly about.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not working well with the T, they can
Yeah.
try second mid apps and A, okay? But if it's a team that's practicing, they should be able to know how to control it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that in-depth map detail. Thank you. We have on the screen now the next teams that are going to be playing. We have Mott Sports versus, oh, look who it is. Bravado Gaming. So if we're going to do predictions right now,
Matsu.
Sammy, I think you're going to be saying Bravado Gaming.
Matsu.
All the way.
How about you?
Matsu.
As well?
Multisport.
10 times Matsu.
Oh, wow. Just like that?
Yeah, because it's
Okay, let's
He likes to go against me, you know?
All right. Well, with that, we know that the match is ready. So we're going to pass it on to our casters. Goals and Lighter. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for that introduction. Guys, I'm Talani Laita Sishi, and joined by me with Goals Ashton Miller. Goals, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm good and you. Looking forward to some good Counter-Strike. Glad to see the guys from the Middle East have got some good eyes. They know Bravado Gaming. They know the scene. They're giving us a platform. And yeah, just excited to cast some Counter-Strike, man.
Yeah, definitely. We got Inferno coming up on the CT side. It is Bravado Gaming. And to me, if you know anything about Bravado Gaming, they're synonymous with winning. So this is going to be a tough one. It is a best of one, and anything can go in those situations. But, I'm thinking I'm going to go for 1-0 for Bravado. What is your prediction, Golsey?
I think we're definitely going to see a 1-0 for Bravado Gaming. I think you're going to see a lot of that focus on Banana and a lot of CT&T pressure there for sure. That's just the facts of Inferno. Can't get away from it. So I think that you're going to see some bullying happening down there. And ultimately, I think we're going to see a dominant performance from Bravado. I don't want to count anybody out just yet. But this is one of the best and one of the biggest legacies of South African Counter-Strike. You know, they got history on their name, and they've got a lot of expectations of their players. So I'm sure we're going to see them walk away with the dub here early on in this competition.
Yeah, 100%. It's just the qualifiers of the Legion African Cup, guys. It is the most inclusive event, I think, so Africa's seen as a whole. So it's a great initiative. I'm sure all the players are happy and ready to collect some coin, big money up in prize pool. And just a little introduction. Myself and Golzi, we've been part of the scene for a couple of years, representing our brand. In fact, both of us played for Bravado at some point in time. We travel the world. We've seen some of the best. We've played some of the best. And right now, we're looking just to see those gems, those diamonds in the rough in Africa. So this is the first of many, guys. We'll be taking you through the event through and through up until January. So just familiar yourselves with us, Lattes and Golzi. But Golzi, just one thing I wanted to ask. Is this one of the first African tournaments in general that we've seen in quite a long time? You know, we've got Nigeria, we've got Kenya, Egypt, South Africa. It's the first of many. Yeah.
Honestly love this concept, this whole idea of getting all of these regions to kind of play against each other and find the best for Africa, first of its kind, and ultimately it's a great initiative for sure. And I think we're going to be jumping the game shortly at Tools, but more about that later for sure.
100%. We'll break it down and get into it. But guys, we'll be jumping straight into the action. Bravado up against Moot Sports. It's going to be a cracker. Let's see what these players purchased up. Just to familiar yourselves, it's Slowy, Wipeout, EXE, the man, Flexi on the side of Bravado Gaming, Yazdan, Salve, Big Froyo, Soulstrand, and Pastor Dolph. I like that name, Pastor Dolph. Slowy, double flashbang. Gonna be holding it up, Banana, take coming about. And so 2 versus 1 up against it. You don't want to get isolated here, Golzi.
Yep, you definitely don't. But at the end of the day, they do have quite a stack on this Banana side or on the C side. There's the person in Sabax, EXE going absolutely huge here. They're not able to take him down. The support reigns in. But ultimately, it is the T's that are finally dealt with. Beautiful pop flash, and it's a nice retake there coming out of Bravado Gaming. They bait in the entire team, pushing up Banana there. It works out to perfection, Tools. 1-0, easy peasy for Bravado.
Yeah, pretty much. 8 times out of 10 pistol rounds, you're going to get the T's running up Banana just to capture that control and set up to hit that B side to Bravado Gaming. Perfect setup to counter that. EXE going huge on the pistol round. So we're going to see what the reaction is from Moot Sports. Do they buy? Do they save? Looks like there's some utility purchased up here, Golzi.
Yeah, looks like the T's are, well, looks like they're holding a default, but the first player gets picked and Wipeout gets trade frag there as well. But that's a nice little move there for the T's. They've got a 1-for-1 trade. They'll be definitely happy with that. But now you can see them resetting up towards the second mid. They're going to group up again and look towards that middle. But of course, CTs have cleared Banana entirely. This is going to allow them to completely pull over their rotations towards that A side. And this is where the hits looks like it's coming.
Indeed. Flexi with that P90. You don't see that too often. Banana control established from Bravado Gaming. So these Moot Sports with little to no option but to take these fights in middle. Yazdan trying his best to cop a headshot up against Flexi. That's 3 kills for him for the round, collecting that money bonus. 50 bullets, you shoot all day.
Yep, and that's another easy, quick round. Only 1 man lost for the side of Bravado Gaming, and I mean, you'd expect to do that now on the pistol round, but again, they're just getting super aggressive with those SMGs. Not much you can do, and that's what you're going to see from them, you know, pretty much until this team demands respect from them, Tools. You're going to see them just bullying and getting aggressive and getting all up in the face of Mount Sports.
Yeah, but, you know, respect is given. So Bravado are going to keep fighting, keep battering and bruising down Banana. As you can see, that fight is going to transpire. Molotov grenades being deployed just to weave them out to make it more difficult. Utilities working and bullets are landing. That money bonus is there. No respect being given from Bravado, running down middle, taking the fights down Banana. There's a blind spot in apps. Yazdan picks up the first kill. That's an M4. In fact, there's no bomb there, so can't really jump to the side and get that bomb down. So that rifle is looking to do some more work with it. Left alone, no armor, so he's a bit squishy. Best he can do is take down 2 more opponents just to make it a bit more defensive.
Woo.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, they're really getting tested, right? Bravado aren't going to be relentless until Mutus put a stop to it all.
Yep, this is, I believe we should see a buy round coming out here. Yep, it does look like the terrorists are electing to buy, of course. Bravado Gaming built up quite a bit of economy here, so not feeling any sort of pressure whatsoever just yet. Yet to see any sort of opening frags or some decent synergy out of Mouse Sports to combat Bravado Gaming, but 3-0, still early on. Got some time here for them to showcase their skills. Oh,
Slowy, no respect once again. Down second, middle. Did he even get the third with the dink? No, Flexi swooped in with that support. Just finish it off with the tray cape. By the looks of it all, goals and things keep transpiring this way. It's looking to be a single-digit game. Mood Sports need to show us what they have in the bag.
Yeah, I think right now it's just about getting some of that respect. You can see the defaults aren't working out too great for them. They're getting pushed, they're getting picked from all sorts of angles. They made obviously got some weaknesses there in their structure, but perhaps they need to just kind of survive that early on, punish this aggression coming out of Bravado Gaming. They definitely can make them pay for it, but it's just about earning that respect tools.
Yeah, 100%. Mac 10 by going straight up middle. Utilities doing some damage, bringing them down to enough HP for the spray down coming out from Wapart and Slowy. They're not going to stop anytime soon. They're here all day. That's a 5-0 lead. And when you get to 5-0, you should stop sweating bullets.
Yeah, perhaps time to use one of those tactical pauses. But at this point right now, the only tactic is they just need to hold tools. They just need to give themselves some space, give themselves some opportunity to actually get into the sites. I mean, the guys on the panel were speaking earlier and they were saying that it's so imperative to bait out the util of the opposing team, but right now, not really even giving that opportunity. Bravado just pushing behind it and just, look at this jump boosting across middle. They're really styling it here. Slowly again with a very, very aggressive peek towards second middle, and he gets the kill as well. It's only one though, so it's an even trade. I think Mount Sports would be happy to that given recent recent rounds.
Automatic sniper rifle. Wipeout's not playing any games. It costs so much, so make it worth its while. It's a free kill coming down there from the man. Usually he's the aggressor in these instances, but we've seen Slowy back-to-back rounds, running down apps towards second middle, taking every fight that comes his way. Seville with the scout. Mutrus, that they need to just figure out their buy. They haven't really got all the weaponry, full 5 players with AKs or 4 AKs and AWP. It's been scouts from rounds and Mac 10s here and there. And look at this P90 from Flexi. There we go, Ultra Sniper. Putting it to work, and that's giving me a 6-0 lead. It just feels like Bravado Gaming on a league of their own at the moment. So that's why you can see them just throwing caution to the wind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, they're going to need to. The opposing team needs to kind of earn that respect, right? Like they are going to just try and make quick work of this wherever they can, but they'll string it with style. They're using the appropriate util. They got proper setups going. They're not peeking alone. They're not doing things isolated. They're just putting on a CS:GO clinic right now, tools.
Yeah, you can just see they're trying to fight and contest with Banana the man, really picking up a kill with that Molotov. Yeah, this is not going well. It's turning into a field day, in fact. Basically a DM server, if you will. This is the clinic, goals. This is the clinic.
Yeah, the bottom line is there is just a skill difference here between these two teams. There's not much, not really any other way that you can look at it. But again, it's very important for the younger teams and these newer, to have these sorts of experiences. You're talking about the top tier of the country, guys that would be able to represent proudly, I feel, in terms of the South African flag, competing against any sort of overseas opposition. So this is a top squad. So nothing but lessons here for them to learn, and they try to commit to the banana control. I do like that. They are able to get a frag though and trade out evenly, but nothing off the back of that now. They're going to slow things down, but there another pick happens towards the second minute. Again, it is this aggression. Slowy's just popping the flashes down. They are aware that most of the players are in banana. You can see them getting quite aggressive here, peeking. Flashes coming through. Oh, it's going to be a field day.
There's a linchpin. Yes, Dan. Through Viet Cong.
Yes,
Slowy's on low HP. Slowy's aware. Something smelt funny. And he reacted well. 8-0. But yeah, you're right. Mutual Sports at this point in time, they're picking up experience. They're learning the ways of the land. They're learning their competition, what's really out there in Africa, and just doing their best. At the end of the day, they're going to take some education away from this and just solve some problems, go back to practice at the DMs, get them scrims in. Make sure you're learning from the best, because right now, Bravado, they're putting on a show, a tutorial basically. Soul trade, almost, with the Mac Daddy. this is open play. Slow already pushing towards apps, picking up the first kill over there. He's even going to go through the smoke at this. Yeah, they're going to have as much fun as they can, Bravado Gaming. Wipe out with the double kill there towards the end. Mr. Observer, could we just maybe see the scoreboard? Just want to have a look at the kill feed. He's racking them up.
I was about to say, I mean, I was going to point out that, like, I don't think there's been, I mean, an average of about a frag around the side of Mord Sports. Just almost having the first frag was Soul Tread. You can see he's now coming again up for the spawn. They don't want to let it go. The mollies come through, but he's so blind. He's going to push through all the way through it. Molly does come through. The CTs are getting aggressive, still electing to fight.
Oh, wow.
It's looking like light work here. Oh, but it's yes, Dan. But no, Dan is the call.
Yes, Dan, always the last remaining alive. I guess what we can see and take away from this game is currently for Bravado's Gaming, their Inferno utility is on point. Everything is landing. Everything is forcing the hands of Mort Sports to either use utility, tuck into one corner. When they tuck into the corner, they get grenaded. So effective utility usage in Banana does work. It's a method, it's a way just to pick up control and establish that.
Yep, no, absolutely. And right now you can just see this aggression still not being punished. Snowy gets down middle, picks up the AWPer. He does get a frag though, but now they are going to come in looking for a train. Oh, but it is crazy. Snowy gets the triple kill. And now this is quite a close round though. 3 players are down on the side of Outsports though, but one is sitting camping Big Froyo with a shotgun in Vietnam. It's not even a bad spot to be chilling right now, given the aggression from the CT side. They are going to be smoking off Banana as well, but do they expect him to have Flexi? Not going to get too aggressive. Not going to pose any sort of real threat just yet, but they're all just going to play patiently around the smoke. The man has a feeling player could be in that position. He's probably going to just drop down and... Oh, nice been away his position. Good. Picks up the AWP. He's definitely hurt him.
Right now, he needs Pastor Dolph to spread some wise words of upliftment to get Mart Sports out of the gutter that they're in. That's a free kill for Flexi. If he survives with that P90 this entire half, it'll become a meme. That'll be a meme. Straight. He's collecting all that utility usage stats. Past the Dolph. He's actually traveled a far path to get to where he is right now. Picks up the first path though.
He needs to get the bomb.
13 seconds. I think Flexi's gonna
kill him.
play time. Flexi's gonna play time. Will he be able to get out of the VC? Maybe he gets tracked down. Ah! Pasta! Pasta, please! Pasta, please!
Oh no! So close. Yet so far.
It is what it is. 11-0 Bravado. Running and sailing into the sunset. This is the CT-sided map, heavily so, but anything below 4 or 5 rounds on the T side, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, you can see Bono just getting that aggression on everywhere, just spamming through the smoke, and this is insane. Play from me, even converts through, and again, tools we spoke about it, but they're util they are using here is just pinpoint, and unfortunately, our sports are just running into it. You can see that command control is absolutely brutal from the CT side.
I mean, one of the solutions that could go about controlling Bananas, literally ignoring it completely and just focusing on middle and apps and taking that control and slowly taking away information and constricting the defensive team. But, you know, everybody likes to think Banana is penetrable until it's not. Sometimes by then it's a bit too far gone. Wipe out the Lord's work in second, middle. Just taking names all over the show. That's your team you want.
That was really impressive, man. Like, just the ability to get, like, jump spotted, and he still gets the perfect peek. He trusts the flash, turns around, and just executes the whole team there with that aggression. And it's just so surprising that they haven't been able to punish it. But something that they can go away with here, I think, is being able to work on their defensive positioning and kind of punishing this sort of aggression. You hold a couple of crossfires, some good peeking angles, get some information, and deal with these aggressive pushes. But right now, Bravado just putting on an absolute clinic. You can see the utility is flawless, the aim is flawless, the trust in the teammates is flawless. The communication seems to be that way as well. I mean, I don't know, I'm not there, but I mean, they're putting on a clinic here, so safe to assume that.
Yeah, 100%. Most of the first entries from Bravado Gaming, the opponents are blind due to the amazing flashbangs. And there we go, the first opening kill for Mutuals. Just hope able to capitalize on this. EXC coming down Banana. That's almost a 2K for him. Oh, it's like Gollum's in the mist. Finally fishes him out. Actually gonna prompt Mutuals to barrel up middle and just try get some space up there. EXC cares not for their plans. Clean and easy. I mean, I'd give it to him, even if it wasn't.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
He plays Banana. He killed both of them through smoke, and then he peeked down, killed the guy on ramp, and then he ultimately killed the two up middle. I think that's an ace. EXE putting numbers on the board.
I think it was Slowy sitting with the most around like 20, 22 frags. But I think most of them are on double digits. They've been taking turns cleaning up each round. Round 14, last round of the half before they switch over. What do you have in store for us? An opening frag once again. 2 frags go their way. In fact, Slowy, this is an important duel. Slowy loses this. It's a big opportunity for Mutuals to just pick up 1 round, just avoid that egg. Oh, get traded out. It's the scout.
Oh,
almost. Yeah. One of the most common angles down in Banana. Man's always going to be clearing those out. Ooh, a duel. Fantastic headshot coming on the brick throat. Could it be the first bomb plant in the smoke? CT spawn. This could be the opportunity, but there's a gap in the smoke. Flexi tracking his prey. Even exercise a bit of trigger discipline. 15-0 the first half. As we change over Mutuals, a lot of food for thought coming their side. What they want to avoid is the egg. Tough pill to swallow, goals. Tough pill to swallow.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I can't, help but feel a little bit sorry for the guys from our sports playing an absolute. Oh, they suddenly winning 15. No, but the side of Bravado Gaming, very talented and very able kind of team. And it's just unfortunate that they've mashed them in this first round. But you see them barreling up Banana, taking pretty much a strategy straight out of their own book. They do get the first clear, but they've taken so much damage. Wipeout now pushing into that B bomb side completely alone. CT's on nowhere to be found, but oh, what? Oh, wow, that was a dirty flick. That was insane. Wipeout. Making absolute ground and out. Bomb is getting planted. Wipeout's all alone here, quite deep. Got that CZ, but he's getting aggressive. He doesn't care. And I think this is looking like all she wrote. Last player has been spotted. Eventually gets taken out, and that is that. And that is it. Bravado take the game. 16-0 tools. I mean, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, look, I don't know how much you can take away from that game, but you must understand Bravado Gaming, one of the best teams in South Africa. They've been doing this for years. They've got champions on that roster, Flexi. They've competed overseas, and in fact, on top of that, so Mutuals, they got to just take that with a pinch of salt. But yeah, it is what it is. 16-0. You don't want to see that every day of the week, but what much can you do against a mammoth opponent like Bravado and a map they're comfortable on, Inferno?
Absolutely. I mean, every single sort of team locally is going to be quite able on that map, and it's rough to see when you could just see the leagues of difference in the skill in the skill there between the two teams, and that pretty much sums up that game for you. But I mean, I just hope that my sports take a lot from it. They can just learn and see that wow, there is another level to this thing, and perhaps start investing some more time into it. But Bravado looking strong, man, absolute clinical. They're going to make you earn that respect. You can't just expect them to take it easy on you or whatever. They're there to show their level of skill, and that's what you saw today.
Yeah, an absolute clinic, an absolute clinic. But guys, we're gonna throw it over to this so they can break it down for you guys.
Thank you so much, Goals and Letter, for that in-depth casting. My goodness, what did we just witness?
Destruction, total destruction.
Complete stomped.
I
What?
told you they're gonna win.
Oh,
You need to go back again and rewind. What did you
right,
say?
right. Let's rewind. Let's see who was correct, who came out right, who came out wrong. Do admit your mistakes. Let me know.
So let's talk about how Bravado handled that game really well. Talking about individual skills. Ignore the tactical skills. Let's talk about individually. They
Alright.
were really prepared. They showed they are a true class. As our caster said, they are a mammoth in this region. So one of the most important things is Mount Esports, the Mount Sports. So I wasn't seeing that individual skill matching with Bravado. I wasn't seeing any kind of tactical advantage or anything like that could change the course of the game. They didn't take a pause to actually talk to each other, which is really an important factor.
Yes.
Bravado just handled that really well, you know. Banana control and middle control was really, really, really powerful in their hands.
Let me interrupt you 1 minute. Excuse me, please.
Of course.
It's either one of the two things. They either entered the tournament for fun, or it's the first time they play.
Oh, that's a bit harsh, don't you think?
No, it's fun. Some people actually join the tournament for fun, just to play, to experience. We play the tournament. Some teams, it's fine. I've lost 16-0 before. I've lost 16-2 to in my first ever LAN, when they used to call me a hack. My first ever LAN was 2 kills. It was 2 kills.
Yeah.
Everyone made fun of me.
Yes.
It's fine. You know, it didn't matter. I actually took it as a courage, and it motivated me actually to become better as a better player. Got invited to a couple of teams, played with the best players in UAE, in the region, and everywhere. So it's either one of two, I think. If it's the first time they ever play a tournament, my advice, keep going. Practice.
Of course.
Scrim.
Never give up.
Don't stop. Don't give up. It's fine. 16-0 doesn't mean anything. Next
Especially
time,
against one of the best teams that we've heard of in the region.
You played against a team professionally, practicing, and they scrim a lot. We know the team. They're not new. So you can take that as a privilege of playing against them. You could play in a tournament against them. This is something that we used to be proud of. And he knows. If I ever played against Sammy before, I used to be proud. I'm actually serious. If I ever played before when I'm first coming up, so this is something they can be proud of. Like, it's fine, you can go. If it's actually they're trying, you can go for it.
My
So-
advice to Mount Sports is
Yes.
actually to watch the game again, assess and talk to each other, and work on themselves more to actually gain that road to improvement, you know. It's really important to actually talk about consistency and talk about efficiency of their practices. Not just practice, just how efficient they are going to get from the results, you know. You can lose 16-5, 16-0, 16-1, but that won't take the, you know, the heart out, you know. You have to play more and
I
experience it
definitely
more.
agree. Don't give up. Keep going at it. And as Hope said, this was here for the experience. They just wanted perhaps to see how it feels like to be in the environment because, as we know, an experienced player is very different from just having raw talent. Isn't that right? Like, which one do you think is superior? Do you think, for example, someone who's been experienced for years, like, for example, Bravado Gaming, and they've been in the scene for a long time, versus someone who's just pure raw talent and they do not have any experience? Who do you think has the upper hand
I
in
think
this
it
situation
showed you
since
in
we're
the game.
covering?
I think it showed you in the game.
That's
Experience beats everything.
No, sorry. Listen. Experience is a good thing. It's a good part. Okay. I'll give you an example. If you get the old Rescue now, like they're one of the most known teams in our MENA. If they play now, would they play like they used to before?
If they play now,
Yeah, individually.
No.
Exactly.
because they haven't actually played the game a lot.
Exactly. So experience is good, but if someone is raw talented, they can actually win over that. That's what I believe. Experience always wins over raw talent, but raw talent also can win over experience
If raw talent has
individually.
confidence, they can
Exactly.
win.
I think it can definitely go both ways. I don't know about you guys. I've seen a lot of competitions, a lot of championships where the rookie team that showed a lot of talent, but wasn't necessarily very experienced. They make it very, very, very far, but rarely do we see them take the very first prize. Sometimes they can make it very far, but in the end, experience really does pay off. But like you said, there are cons and pros for both of them.
Experience grants you that the pressure that you have felt through the tournaments, whether it's semi-final or final, the pressure that is building up across each tournament and tournament, you will be immune to pressure afterwards.
Definitely.
And talking about raw talent can actually gain you advantages, but can gain you disadvantages greatly. As we've seen, Bravado is really experienced, and they have surpassed that. They have surpassed experience. They are ready for really high level CS.
Yes.
And I told you that before. They are gonna reach the final, and they're gonna take the home prize of 12,000.
Sorry.
For sure.
Navi.
Go ahead, Hope.
Navi in the major.
When they won, yeah. So cool.
Bet. First ever LAN, he wins the major.
But
Does he have any experience?
Bet doesn't have experience.
Yes.
I'll tell you something.
Wait, does he have any
I'll
experience?
tell you something.
All right, tell me.
I'll tell you about Navi. Navi has a very good mix of perfectly structured teammates.
Right.
They have a role. Everyone has a role, and each one of their stats speaks for itself. You have 3 players that have 1.3 KD. They're like, if everyone is saying, "I'm gonna carry the team. I'm gonna be the top fragger. I'm gonna be the superstar." You have 4 players who are really experienced and 1 raw talent. But here you have seen 5 raw talent and against 5 experience.
That
Bet is the
outnumbers them,
second
doesn't it?
highest, the second highest ranked player in the tournament.
Oh.
Bet.
But he's
He
being
didn't-
guided in a good way.
I mean, exactly.
You have
the
guidance,
guy
you
is
have
raw
experience.
talented to a point where he got the second highest rated in his first ever LAN in a major.
I salute you.
Yeah, exactly. See? So, no, raw talent sometimes can win over experience.
Sometimes, not guaranteed.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
my
a
only thing,
50-50 for me. I actually believe it's a 50-50.
I definitely agree with you.
Do you
I mean,
think you
we
can win
could-
over me?
Oh, we're
Do
getting
you
personal.
do you think you can win over me?
It's getting
no.
personal. Okay, I'm gonna break this up. I don't want to have bloodshed on the analyst desk. So as you said, we could pick out individual cases where raw talent wins over experience and the other way around. But let's talk about specifically about Bravado Gaming. What did they do right? How did they excel in this game against Mod Gaming?
I've seen in the game that they have perfected their controls in every side of the map, whether it be middle or banana control. They have actually contested many times and they have won the contest in duels, whether it be 2v1, 2v2, 1 against 5, I've seen a lot of nice contests from Bravado Gaming. They have showed that they have the map control. They have it in their hands. That's why they showed us a really high level CS. Mod couldn't get around. They went for banana. They couldn't get control of it. Bravado is next level.
Yeah.
Nothing could have gone wrong in Bravado's game. In Bravado's team, nothing could have gone wrong. They just played. They showed pure skill of individual. That's my take.
I actually hope for one thing that we're not going to see only this team playing good in the tournament, because I believe in South Africa there is actually really good players, really good teams.
A lot.
That's been practicing, that they're getting the chance to show themselves, to prove
Exactly.
themselves. So playing against such a team, if they win against them, they should take this as one of the biggest achievements as a beginning.
Definitely. Great way to start.
I'm hoping we actually can see good CS in South Africa, and I believe we will.
Was there anything in particular that you saw from Mod Gaming that, besides inexperience, besides perhaps not having enough time to practice, was there any specific pinpoint moments that you noticed they were lacking and they need to work on?
Yes, a lot of things. Communication. Like, listen, first of all, aim-wise, because they lost a lot of aim duels.
Okay.
Aim is the first thing you need to focus on if you want to focus actually on CS, playing CS properly. You need to fix your aim. You need to have a good aim. Having good aim will build you confidence. Having confidence is going to get you winning duels. Winning duels is going to make you win rounds. Experience comes later by playing more and more and more. The more you lose, the more experience you get.
Exactly.
The more demos you watch, the more experience the more you learn. The more scrims you play, the less mistakes you'll have. So I'll always say communication, aim, like communication is the key. This is the key of everything.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if they took mid, they need to react in banana.
Mm-hmm.
If they took banana, they need to communicate.
It's very situational, so they have to be
Exactly.
able to talk to each
This
other
is for a
every
team
time.
who's practicing.
Mhm.
So this is my advice, and this is what I can say for this.
Thank you very much for that in-depth analyzation of the game. Let me remind you guys about the two offers that we have. Your chance to win $50 added to your Steam wallet. It's super easy. All you have to do is go to gaming.lenovo.com. You can either post the clip from the broadcast or you can vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, why not browse around and check the other offers? Another thing that we have that's exclusive to South Africa, which is only happening between December 13th to 16th, is with every purchase of a Lenovo product, you get a free pair of headsets. Now, as I said, we'd love to be in South Africa and get our hands on those, but unfortunately, we can't do that. But we're going to head for a short break, and when we're back, we're going to start with our next match.
It's On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold so pure, divine, and I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's Starfire. It's
The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out, but all I feel is hollow. I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you work. Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Maybe I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better?
Welcome back to the Legion Africa Cup. How are you guys doing? Are we going strong so far?
Very strong.
Great.
Very strong.
That's great to know. We just witnessed one of the best teams playing and they completely stomped. So hopefully we're going to see a bit more competitive, a bit more interactive games that we can analyze.
A bit more, tight contest.
Yes, hopefully.
Overtime, maybe.
I
Hopefully
honestly
we're
want to
gonna
see teamwork. I want to see
Teamwork.
team practice. I want to see utility usage. I don't
Mhm.
want to see just end-use individual plays. I actually love watching team plays.
Yeah.
Flashing for your teammate, using good utilities, communication.
Mhm.
I love watching this.
Well, we're hopefully, fingers crossed, we're definitely going to see more of that. But first, let me remind you guys about the offers that we have going. In order to get $50 added to your Steam wallet, all you have to do is go to gaming.lenovo.com and either post a clip from the broadcast or go and vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, might as well browse for the different offers. We also have an exclusive offer for South Africa that we wish we could get our hands on, but unfortunately we can't. Going from 13th to 16th of December, with any purchase of a Lenovo product, you get a free pair of headsets. Simple as that. And in order to access that, you just have to click on the link in the description below. So, we are super excited for the next game, but I do want to go back to something that we talked about before, scrims. So I know that there was something you wanted to add about it. So you mentioned that a map, the Inferno map that we just watched, had to be played a certain way. So, for example, we had the scrim match, and then they saw the enemy team playing in a certain way. Do you think that that team will definitely go for that play style? Do you think they could have faked a certain play style to manipulate the other team, play little mind games with them?
Most important factor seeing mouth sports is not being able to handle that pressure
Mm-hmm.
or not being able to handle that control that was being faced by Bravado.
Mhm.
They had to actually improve individually to actually counter their controls.
Right.
The first thing in the map is to actually counter
Mhm.
and play against their style
Right.
and being able to control the game into your pace. And we have not seen that. B- most, importantly, is how to scrim.
Mhm.
Scrim really increases your efficiency in the map. The more you lose, the more you learn about your mistakes, the more you actually counter that and eliminate it from your playbook.
Mhm.
Mount actually need to actually work more, play more scrims, talk with each other more.
Mhm.
As Adam said, they need to communicate more. Communication is really the key here.
Can I give you a small example?
Of course, go
A
ahead.
story that happened with me. Sami knows this team. There was this team that individually, they were like not high at all. They won against one of the best teams. They used to win tournaments a lot. They asked me to join their team. So the first thing I said is no. Because individually, I know they're bad, honestly. And with all due respect, I love my ex-team and we're still friends and everything is good.
Not anymore.
No, everything is good. I gained confidence and trust
Mm.
after scrimming with them. Because teamwork always wins against individual plays.
Mhm.
I'll give you a small example.
Please do.
A year back or 2 years back, Navi, Simple will use always to be 40 frags, 30 plus frags.
Mhm.
His team is always 9 and 10. He'll always lose the match. Individually, he's the best player in the world.
Mhm.
Navi couldn't win against tier 2 teams at that time for a reason: teamwork. So teamwork always wins over individual plays. Simple cannot, for example, carry his team alone. The reason they won the major, everyone was playing good.
Mhm.
The communication was good.
Yes.
The teamwork was insane. So scrimming will gain you confidence in your team. Apart if you know them individually, they're bad or not, they will actually be top team. You can win against the best teams, the best players in your region or in your MENA or whatsoever by practicing scrimming, communication, everything. So just an advice, I'll always say it, scrim, scrim, scrim.
That's really great to hear. But let me tell you, you've only told me the positives about scrimming. You haven't told me any negatives. Are there any negatives
They
to
are.
scrimming?
When you play against the teams that are you're gonna face in the tournament that you're preparing for, it's always a negative because the enemy team can actually know what you're gonna do. They're gonna expect your plans and your game style. So you don't have to actually show it all. You can eliminate this negative side by not showing what you're gonna play, what you're gonna do in the tournament. Keep it a
Exactly.
surprise. Keep
Yeah.
it a secret.
So we can definitely have some mind games going on there.
Yeah, true, true.
All right,
I
so
can agree with that.
thank you so much for your answer. So let's see the region for our next match. Once again, we have South Africa, and based on the game that we've already seen, we're super hyped about it. We know that there's talent there. We know that they can bring us something that we've never seen before. And for the tournament qualifiers, just to remind you again, for the first game, we had Mod Sports versus Bravado Gaming. As we know, Bravado Gaming went 16-0. And for the next game that we
Your
have
favorite
coming
team?
up, my favorite team, yes, the Mayo Addicts. I'm going to be rooting for this team solely because of their name. But, you know, it's whoever's game right now. We don't know who could win. We don't particularly know the teams as of yet, but we're definitely looking forward to it. And the last game is going to be X Gaming versus GP2 AIM. So hopefully we're going to see a lot of good games
I
coming
have a
up.
question for you.
A question for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Why are you supporting Mayo? Do you love Mayo a lot?
I mean, who doesn't love mayonnaise?
I don't.
You don't love mayonnaise? I don't think we can be friends anymore. I don't think this is happening.
This is sad.
Mayonnaise is the secret of life.
It's not. Ketchup is.
Ketchup is the secret. I mean, I'm all for condiments. I love all condiments equally, but mayonnaise, man, come on. No? Okay, I think we have to change to the food category right now. We're making our viewers hungry. But yeah, thank you so much for all that information about your interest in mayonnaise. But we're going to go and head over to the prize pool and see how much we can win. First prize, we did talk about it a lot before, $12,000 and juicy $12,000. And you both said that you would get some really nice PC gears for streaming, for gaming. But we also have to note that second place and third place is also very, very juicy prizes as well. $5,000 for second place and $3,000 for third place. So how many hours a day do you think the players are playing? And since they know what kind of prize pool there is, there's a lot of money up for grabs. So how many hours per day do you think they're practicing?
4 to 6.
4 to 6 hours per day.
Yes.
I think it's a bit low.
No, as a beginner teams,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's not. Trust me, it's not. It's not at all. Usually, like Navi, for example, the other professional teams, they practice 10 to 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
To
Oh,
reach
wow.
to that, yeah, they
Okay.
mentioned it from 10 p.m., 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
That
every
sounds
single day.
exhausting. Maybe
Ex-
more of a negative than it is a positive.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
4 to 6 hours can actually be good.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, you can take a break in like maybe you can come back if you have a tournament in a week, 4 hours practicing. You can take a break for like 1 or 2 hours, then you can come back, practice for 2-3 hours just to review. It's not always you're active. You can watch demos, you can talk, you can watch something together, you know, just to tell this mistake you don't want it to happen, the trades, everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's definitely true. We don't want to overexhaust ourselves no matter how prepared we think
Hard
we are.
work pays off.
Exactly. But it's also like studying for an exam. You know, you want to study. If you study, but you don't get your sleep, you don't get your rest, it's not going to retain all that information, right?
There's gonna be a lot of pressure on the coach, especially.
Definitely going to be a lot of pressure.
He's
on
gonna
the
be
coach.
watching a lot of demos about the opposing teams that they're gonna play and do a lot of homework and collect the information to actually deliver it to the team,
Mhm.
to his team. It's gonna be a really tough work for the coach.
Most definitely. And we know the coaches are working almost
Super
just
hard.
as hard as
Super
the
hard.
players. They're super hard. Some would say even harder than the esports players. But with that, we have news of the map, and it happens to be a day for Hope the Beast because the map is Inferno. So Hope the Beast, how are you feeling about this map? Once again, your
I don't mind
favorite.
it. I don't mind it.
You don't mind? I thought you'd
don't
be
mind it at
happier than
all.
I don't mind.
I don't mind it at all.
You know?
I'm happy. Like I'm happy watching. Because look, watching my favorite map being
Yes.
played in the right way,
Mhm.
this is something what I call safe. Like
Yes.
for me. Inferno is a based map utilities. It's based on utilities, based on teamwork. We're gonna see a lot of individual plays if the team doesn't practice. But if they do, you will never see any individual plays, especially in a map like Inferno.
Okay, so what is there that you'd like to see that you didn't see in the previous game with Inferno?
The
Either one of
AWP.
you can answer. Go ahead.
The opening. I
Okay.
want to see the AWP getting a kill in B, moving to A, getting a kill in A, moving to B. I want him to be the main player in CT as an AWP, to move the players around him, to make sure he always have a one-man advantage for his team, to always have a good timing for picks, when to peek, when to go aggressive, when to not. I love to see a good AWP in Inferno.
Sammy, what about you? What are you looking
I really agree with what Hope the Beast said. My main point to see actually Opera really move around that map and getting these important key kills to gain them a couple of key rounds across the map, and snowball actually maybe to win. Opera is a really important factor in this map. You need to know you have a lot of angles you need to cover, and to actually get kills around the map is really beneficial.
So,
for you.
would you remind our viewers again? Tell us what should be the pace for this map, and do you think that the previous game abided by that pace?
What we have come across teams, some teams have a really good fast-paced gameplay and some are slow. They like to take their time, gain control at a certain time of the map, this area and this area. I would really love to see some fast-paced. I've really loved fast-paced games.
We
I
just
love
saw
to
it.
see.
We just saw it.
We saw it, but we saw a one-sided game,
Exactly, yeah.
Let's see this game. Maybe it's
It
gonna
could
be an
completely
overtime.
different. Yeah,
I
definitely.
would really love to see how well they can play fast-paced game.
That would be really great to see. And as we know how we get to choose the side, CT&T side, they do a knife round. So I'm actually really intrigued by this knife round. But do you think it's fair to do a knife round, or do you think they should just flip a coin?
Tradition since
It's a
one point-
tradition.
It's a
Follow the
tradition. It's a
tradition.
CS tradition. You cannot
a-
change that.
10-year plus tradition. You cannot remove that.
Yeah, that's true. And it was very interesting for me when I got to know about it. I mean, it sounds like a very fun way to get you hyped for the game, to get you started. So,
It's actually a very important round. Knife round is actually an important round.
would you say it represents skill?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It's just a fun time to decide.
You can say so.
a 50-50 way to decide.
You can say so. You can say so.
All right, great. Well, we're waiting for this match to arrive. Let me get to know a little bit about Sammy. So tell me, throughout your years in CSGO, have you come to any memorable moments that you've had while you were gaming?
There was a memorable time indeed. It was a moment that actually, because I have stopped playing competitively for a while now, and I was having the chance to actually travel to Saudi Arabia, Riyadh specifically.
Oh, wow.
I played for a tournament, and there was a round where I got 4 kills and won the game for my team. Coming off the second map, it was really slow start for me, and then I had to actually build some confidence by getting some kills here and there. The map was actually Mirage, and it was 14-14. And the 4 kills that I've got that moment actually, reminded me of back days.
The old days.
The old days.
Good old
The
days.
old-
It was a really good time. And my teammates actually like roaring, and
Oh, that feels amazing, doesn't
was
it? All the
amazing. It
applause,
was an
all the
amazing
roar,
feeling.
all the recognition.
You know why I know how this feels? It feels great because I remember I aced against you in a tournament and my team had me.
Wow, you guys have this personal moments between you guys.
we
I
had
love
we had
that.
really a lot of
Me and-
encounters.
Yeah, me and Sammy, we used to be the biggest enemies in CS:GO. Against
Oh,
each other.
really?
We
And now
used to
look
hate
at you
each other.
guys co-analyzing CS:GO
He's-
tournament,
He's like a brother to me in real life, not only in CS:GO.
but not in game.
Yeah, no, in game.
In
Not-
game,
in
we
game,
hated
game,
each
you're
other.
we're
completely
way too
different.
different.
But
yeah,
in real life,
exactly.
you will never find like. such
We
a
will never
close
disagree on anything. Like we're always on the same page.
Well, that's really a good thing to know about you. And Hope, I'm gonna ask you about your memorable moment next time, so you're gonna think about that, okay? So for now,
Embrace
we
it.
know.
Against them.
Well, I'm gonna ask for more in depth for that. So for now, the game is ready, and we're gonna pass it on to our casters, Golds and Lighter. Take it away, guys.
Thank you, Ashi. We're back. Golzi, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Maybe we're getting a better game on our hands. Bravado 16-0. Giverlick up against Mayo Addicts. Hopefully a better game.
Yeah, Gevaarlijk is who I'm going for. I'm definitely hoping for a better game. I think a slightly or more evenly skilled matchup, hopefully, between these two. I must agree with my boy Adam over there. I do not like Mayo. I don't know why anyone would be addicted to Mayo. And Ketchup is for the win till the end. But I mean, that's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go Gevaarlijk to beat the Mayo Addicts. I don't think Mayo is good for you. So yeah, Tools, what are you expecting for this game?
I'm gonna go with Mayo Addicts because I enjoy mayo. It's one of the best condiments you can put on your meals. It goes well with chicken and it goes well in a sandwich. But anyway, guys, it's gonna be Inferno CT side Mayo Addicts. They're gonna start off there, and yeah, like I said earlier, we definitely need a better game in our hands. 16-0 was the previous matchup with Bravado. South Africa's got some good teams, some strong teams. And Inferno, the people's choice, one of the easiest maps to play. It's been in the pool for years, since 1.6, since 1.5. So everyone's kind of used to it. So it's probably why you'd see it on your screens repetitively. And it's one of the best maps to showcase a team's utility, a team's rotation and coordination. So let's jump straight into it, Gozi.
Yeah, absolutely. I must agree with you. I mean, the desk was saying something similar there, that this is the perfect map to show, your teamwork and how much time you spent in the game together. And if a team plays a good Inferno, it's just beautiful to watch. It's like a symphony being played. But into this game we go, and see a bit of a split coming out of the T side here. A couple things going the way of the T's. They're doing some damage on the players towards Banana, who are looking for some info, but aggression towards that middle area. That's where the focus seems to be, and 2 quick kills. They are traded out though, sitting in a 3v4 situation. Now A is the hit, and Cold is sitting, getting beautiful headshots, going for the last one, and not able to get it. 1 versus 4 now.
Fred, if he resembles anything other than the soccer player, it's not going to be a good Cold. Shutting them down in middle, 1-0 Mayo Addicts. Always got to appreciate your Mayo.
Yep, they do take the lead. We're quite close there. You see all them getting quite aggressive in Banana. They don't commit to that fight though, but ultimately the players in the middle just all having a great crossfire set up there towards those brackets areas. And now we do see nothing being purchased but a couple of deagles here for the T side. Gonna look for some individual picks. You can see they're just taking it nice and slow. That nade gonna do a little bit of tagging, not too much though. But right now, even spread across from both teams, and nothing too committing just yet.
So far, so good. It's showing for Mayo Addicts util usage. They've established Banana control. Have to be careful for those deagles. 1-shot headshot, as easy as you'd like.
Ooh.
Mayo Addicts looking well nourished. Good utility up, good utility usage at that. A few players tickled down. They're going to be looking to collect some money with those MP9s. Get that good money bonus. I think about $600 a pop.
Yeah, look, I mean,
Second
doing quite a bit of work in terms of getting rid of all the util from the CT side, but now they've only just got their guns remaining. But again, like you said, they're just going to be looking to farm away with those weapons, and they're holding the strong setup towards middle. Incredibly difficult to deal with without sort of util. There comes the pot flash through, but a bit behind it. There we go. First player steps and gets taken down, and like there's a little bit of a gap in the breach here. They're not really committing. Now they're just going 1 by 1, and ultimately the Mayo Addicts seem ready for this, and Nervex just does the right thing there. Looks for information, quickly pushes through the app stand, gets 2 quick kills. But now we should see a purchase come through from the T side. They weren't able to get the bomb down there, so not a full belt of util available, but the CT's big purchases as well. And now we have the first buy round in front of us, Tools.
Yeah, really like the way Gevaarlijk played that eco round. Literally played it safe, played it far back. Let Mayo Addicts use all the utility so they can reinvest into it this round. Good utility issues on Banana G3. Some opponents before him. As support in the form of Badman. Good grenade damage. Meaty grenade damage. Coming up, Fred's gonna slid into the smoke as it fades. Loses out in the frag there. The MP9s are showing machine guns, tearing them to pieces. 3 versus 5. Advantage Mayo Addicts.
Yeah, I like the idea coming out of Gevaarlijk there, just to push in towards that Banana area, but unfortunately they just didn't have a pop flash ready to go. I think if they just had a pop flash into that smoke, they would have blinded pretty much all of the CTs and could have had some nice entry frags. You could see they were poking or prodding for it, but great little hold there from the CTs. They're able to push now back to the site. They see the smoke come in, and now they can make the calls to the teammates. They do have the Badman sitting in the Batman. Can he make a big impact? Gets one, sprays, gets traded out instantly, and that now leaves, of course, Swole in 1 versus 4, but support comes through the bananas or through the CT side, and there's just not much you can do over there.
Yeah, it's all about the detail. You mentioned it, that one flashbang could have been the game changer up and top banana. Could have been a 2K for Fred. Maybe a bit of communications lacking on their side. Mayo Addicts. Utility on their side is good in terms of the utility in banana, down middle, and apps just rotating through and falling back at each checkpoint, and they're hitting all their shots. It's the first gun round. It's the momentum setter. Swole AF is going to charge up banana with that tech now, and 30 bullets. Picks up one, traded out by Badman. Mayo Addicts weren't ready for that one, were they?
Oh, that was a sneaky little push. They love it. Super aggressive with the Tech 9 and able to get a nice even trade there. They've literally invested nothing into this round, so to get rid of potentially a full-on rifle here, certainly a win here for Gevaarlijk, but ultimately that's not going to be in their hands, and they're not able to retrieve it tools. You can see that the AK is being moved away, and Cold getting pressured, but eventually the setup is strong. Been holding middle quite aggressively here, something that Gevaarlijk should be able to pick up and hopefully capitalize on, be it a split or an apps push or just focus on towards that B side. But right now, this is kind of going as expected. Tools just pick by pick, slowly. Mayo Addicts are just getting the job done here. And, oh, it's a beautiful little deagle coming there from Ruby, looking fancy. Almost flicks onto another, but too little too late. 3 players survive on the side of the Mayo Addicts. They're starting to build up some bank here on the CT side, and they're setting into the win gen. Gevaarlijk need to respond here with the spy round. You see that AWP up. We heard our analysts talk about not having that all presence in the previous game. We'll just never really get into that point. I'm really happy that we're seeing that all come out early. It is on the T side. There is one on the CT as well in the form of Batman. Oh, it is indeed the Batman that strikes. Got first pick again goes the way of the Mayo Addicts. But Batman has rotated that orb, and again, it's just beautiful rotations of the weapon. Just able to get those picks, rotate around the map, and bring all the way back, and just make that presence complete surprise that you could just see Gevaarlijk not expecting that sort of angle. Try peeking it, and again, something that our analysts mentioned we were looking forward to.
Yeah, Badman, not so bad after all, Golsey. 2 opening kills.
Absolutely.
It's left Gevaarlijk in a bit of a scuffle.
Oh!
That's 3 kills on the board for him. It's just down to Schultz. Deleted by Novex. Mayo Addicts. It could be this another replication of the previous game. The CT starts looking real strong. The players are hitting the shots. Utilities looking squeaky clean. Perhaps the communication, as Des mentioned, is up to scratch.
Yeah, look, certainly not as much of a discrepancy in the skill level. I do think Mayo Addicts are giving a little bit of respect to Gevaarlijk here. Perhaps just the early rounds, just trying to secure it. Obviously, everyone wants to go as far as they can in this tournament, but it is the Mayo Addicts. Oh, Badman is under quite a bit of pressure. They are committing to the smoke. No pop flashes coming through. It does come through. They're looking down. Oh, they're going to be able to trade in. Oh, it's looking like an absolute mess. He pulls out the Tech 9 and he does absolute damage with it. And able to get out to get a frag, and it's all for free. Tools. They are able to fall back now. That was a messy exchange.
Yeah, real war of attrition. They're going to pursue the case further. They lose 10 men for the efforts. It's Batman stepping to side. He's got an AWP, so they need to be very careful how they approach this. Gevaarlijk, they still opt to proceed. No, they're going to double back towards the A side, just clearing all the nooks and crannies. 1 minute left onto the clock. Ready to double back from G3. He's going to be the A defender. Last bit of util left. He's going to pop that out into middle. No one's at home to receive it yet. At least it's good information for Gevaarlijk. They know there's a defender up and towards A. They know for sure Batman's still on B with that AWP. 1 smoke, molly, a dozen, and a grenade. How do they approach this? They're going to smoke CT spawn, but they still have to get through this Batman got to double down for the second kill. He's not going to repeat. He's going to play the clock and play with his teammates. Bomb should be going down. There's space and room for it. Oh, touchdown grenade. Batman, I think he knows what's going to transpire. The round's in the bag, and there's nothing Fred can say or do to change that. That's it, 6-0 scoreline.
Yeah, look, Batman really put on a clinic there with the AWP, making every single decision that he needed to make perfectly right off the top. Keeps on falling back, keeps on buying himself some time from his teammates, or allowing his teammates to come and help him rather, and ultimately, that was as close as it got there for Gevaarlijk. I felt like that was their moment to strike. They had such a nice 3v3 scenario, they just needed to perhaps be a little bit more patient for the util and try and flash off that obvious angle there towards the coffins, but easier said than done. There's a reason why these people on the server are not us tools.
Fred needs to find some openers with that Deagle. The only real danger weapon on the side of Gevaarlijk this round besides that Mac 10. Oh, Nervex is clean! Gets traded off though. A second kill is important and he gets it too. Oh my goodness. Doing some real damage. It's called left and towards this A side. Picked up the first teammate, rolling with that support, and cleanup crew has arrived in the form of G370. Some danger, some concerns on the side of Mayo Addicts that specific round. But that safety net there, Gevaarlijk need to purchase up, and they need to make a dent now.
Absolutely, I feel like they need to take the opportunity and try and get a round or two on the board. Yeah, just like giving them a little bit of a chance to defend something when they change over to the CT side. But with that said, like Mayo Addicts just looking really solid. This middle hole that they've got going hasn't really been broken yet, hasn't been breached at all whatsoever. And you can see now with the 7-0, they're comfortable to push down middle. They're gonna get a little disrespectful, and right now it is Nervex again that is able to push and do quite a little bit of damage. Looking for another player to kind of pick off, but ultimately Gevaarlijk very well understanding of their weakness here, but no, that is Nervex just holding this position and just slowly but shoot. Oh my god, that is a dirty, dirty, dirty shot. Eventually gets taken out, but perhaps too little too late. A lot of confidence moving on the map. Oh, through the smoke. We're seeing absolutely crazy stuff happening right here on our tools.
Yeah, Nervex looking real good there. There was some potential there for a highlight video. Some potential there if you got that third. That fourth, in fact. 2 versus 3. There's opportunity here for Gevaarlijk to get back into this round. There are a few blind spots in the defense of Mayo Addicts. You already see Mayo Addicts pedaling back and forth in the minimap.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, they still need to get quite a bit of position done. That smoke middle seriously put some questions in their head about their plan. You can see it's kind of forcing them to either push through or go back to banana. It does look like they're just going to go through straight. They just pop a random little smoke off there. They're going to get past the setup, but that's going to allow the CT to rotate through. So they need to find these kills, and they need to find them quickly. They get the pit player. They spot the other player. Should be able to get killed as well. Is this Gevaarlijk's time here? It's a 1 versus 2. They're going to be able to get that bomb down, and perhaps this is the round in which they strike back. And right now, it is Jar and Swole up against G3, who has made quite a bit of noise. I don't know if they've picked up exactly where he is just yet, but this crossfire setup, I feel, borderline without a disaster is going to be solid enough for Gevaarlijk to close this round. And right now, you can hear, see if they both are expecting it to come from that. Oh, first player spotted now. It's all up to Jar. He's going to hold that angle. Orpa misses the shot. This is a perfect opportunity right now. Jar playing with his food, able to kill him, and that is it. Gevaarlijk on the board. Finally, a structured round. Beautiful entries coming there from the AWP player in Swole, and they put one on the board to 7-1 now. Mayo Addicts perhaps running out of Mayo.
I think a plenty more in store. They need to go back to storage and refill their stocks. But good round from Gevaarlijk, good recovery. Yeah, though there was blind spots and they abused it. Well, they got the kills moving into the sides quite cleanly. And towards the end, there's just too many angles for that clutch from G3. It's a brilliant round. Perhaps this is the start of a comeback coming from Gevaarlijk.
Oh.
Banana coming out of newbie. Traded out, though, from Batman. Some good aggression, unsettling Mayo Addicts, forcing them in a bit of a pickle. Nervex already in low HP, trying to find some openers there towards middle. put them in a really good spot.
Yeah, this is a really good spot, really important round for the context of this game as well. If you look at the CT side, despite having that 6-round advantage, they've got tons of economy being built up in the bank. Well, not tons of economy being built up in the bank. I mean, they're pretty much poor. If Kafala can break the bank here and win this round, they'll be up against weaker weaponry for rounds to come. So this is a very, very important round. You can see the way that Kafala have positioned themselves. They're treating it accordingly. Right now, an even split, or just at least a positional hold here from Shops towards that middle area. Just going to try and catch some sort of rotation. But it doesn't look like Kafalik are going to commit. He does spot middle. He clears it. This could be a bit of false information here that Remy's just picked up. You can see he's calling over those rotations towards that B side, or rather just leaving them over that side. So this walk-in could be perfect from Kafalik. And this could actually start their run here. They needed to get that quick trade. They are able to get it quickly. They've got some time here where this player is isolated towards that bulk kind of position. They do have two players flanking. The CT's playing up to perfection tools. We do have a 3v3 situation. Oh no, 3v2 now. Kafalik breaking very quickly into the site, but this Apps player here could cause a bit of an issue. Finally able to spot a player, but doesn't deal with him. He flicks and takes his head off. That is beautiful. Nervex got to consider saving this gun now.
Beautifully played by Kafalik. Exercises good patience. Nervex needs to be away. He's getting tracked down. Needs to get out of dodge, backpedaling. This op is important considering their financial balances right now. Yeah. They don't want to go down at all too. If they lose all their members, there we go. Surrounded, and eventually Swole AF takes them out. That's the second round on the board. Clawing away at that deficit. 5 rounds apart from extra Mayo, or Mayo addicts rather. They're going to go for the 4 spy. Potentially, this is how they reset themselves. I mean, winning 7 rounds or 6 rounds in a row and then losing one, not having money to work with, just means those rounds have been quite the war of attrition. Losing members here and there isn't going to do well in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. It just shows you that despite the scoreline or that five round differential, the game's been quite close. It's come down to the wire on a couple of occasions, but this is an all-in purchase here coming from the CT side. They do still have that AWP in the hands of Badman, so that's something that they can use. He's been on form at this point, but it is Swole AF that's also been the man. But now, as I talk about it, Badman gets taken out. Quick little entry pick here. And this is a burst onto this B bomb side. You can see G3 is doing what he can to hold it, but right now the support flashes are good. He's able to tap it down, and they finally trade the player towards CT, but they still need to deal with this problem. Swole misses the shot now, but eventually he's traded out. 2 versus 3 now for Farlock. Reaching into the sights, and Remy gets dealt with. Beautiful flick shot there coming out from him, and it's all up to Nervex again. 1 versus 2 now. Was forced to save in the previous round. Maybe he can test his mettle here and take on this 1 versus 2. But Tools, I don't want to talk too soon, but this is Kafaluk's entry back into this game for sure.
Yeah, both players on the retake, setting in Banana. Nervex is posting up some good numbers, but perhaps could be the tallest task. No kit in hand, so you need to find these players quite soon. Taps the bomb to baits out the peak, and yeah, too much work for him, and he's gonna save and fight another day. Brilliantly played by Kavalik, really batting the head against that banana wall and eventually breaking through, cracking that defense wide open, getting that 3rd round on the board. Nervex almost going down there. Felt a bit too laxy daisy tools then. But that's gonna be the first eco for Mayo Addicts.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of pressure now hitting the camp of Mayo Alex. They look clean, they look clinical, and as soon as they started to get really aggressive, started to push down middle, they were punished and given Kavalik a way back into this game. And the CTs, 5-0, you got to wonder, what kind of happened here. And they're going to have to give a little bit more respect here to this T side. You can see right now they're forced onto just nothing but pistols. They do have that AK-47 on Nervex. I would like to see them stack with it somewhere, but right now, doesn't seem like Kafalik are rushing into anything too quickly. They're just going to take their time, take the right protocols, clear out the areas, and hopefully get some picks. But it is this man in Nervex that has a chance to make things. Oh, he spams. He does see that player through the wall, but now they know where that AK is, Tools, so they can perhaps change up their point of attack now. Oh, beautiful, disgusting shot. Maybe that is the right call. Maybe you need to get out of there, get towards that B-bomb side. You see the mollies coming in, and you see that rotation being made as well.
Yeah, they got the B-bomb site for the taking. They don't really want to lose numbers. They got the man advantage. Mayo Addicts, they're going to surround and go for that retake. Inferior weaponry, though, could work against them. You can already see a trade coming out there. Novix putting in work with that AK-47. He was the man that saved it in the previous round.
Oh!
Burn and burn from Squall. And now it's just down to Novix, and Fred takes him out. And that's the 4th round on the board. It was competitive to a certain extent, but that's the 4th round on the board. May Addicts have enough money now for a full buy to contest.
Yeah, now we can see what sort of adjustment they made to their strategy. Started off really, really well here, but it is Gevaarlijk with their slow, methodical play here that's kind of paid off, and really enjoying them playing this patiently and just taking their time to make the right decisions. And just looks like a team that has done some homework and really managed to come back into this game. 4 rounds on the trot for Gevaarlijk.
Some good banana aggression. A small slight change to their plans, and that's the bomb down, locked up. Do they choose to hold it? No, they're going to forfeit the bomb, but they got that 2-man advantage. In fact, a 3-man advantage, as I say that. Similar situation, though, in the previous round, Gelik, they were able to claw it back and recover quite nicely, so looking to do the same. Few checkpoints left off, so they need to collect that bomb, clean out some space, and then head onto a site. Both site A and B bunkered down real nice and solidly. 50 seconds on the clock to work with. Mayo Addicts looking to have a clean round to boost up that economy.
Yeah, I think lessons learned there on their side. They're not getting over aggressive here, hunting these players down. They want to try and build up some sort of economy. Had they done that earlier in the game, perhaps would have been in a better position, and less rounds have been given away. But with that said, they do see that this incoming take of the B side is coming in now. They can see they called in rotations, and now the hit is coming in. Swall doing some heavy lifting this far, but they do it again, and they don't check the boost, and that's too quick entry frag. Suddenly the odds are pretty close. They're going to get the bomb down as well. This is good. They're doing damage to the economy. The players are able to get out towards that area, and now Swall can take out the player. He gets it. Suddenly this is a disaster. He's peeking behind, but no, he gets dealt with. It's going to need to be what I believe to be an ace here. Oh, and he almost gets the blind shot. That was insane. They are picking him together. This is the right thing to do, but they a little too quick for him there. But I mean, that situation, Tools, that came really close there. I don't think it was any sort of reason for it to get that close, but Mayo Addicts do or are able to recover it, but only 2 guns survive. They are able to take through that AWP. They're going to have to drop these weapons over, but economy still in a tough position. Gevaarlijk making that a lot closer than I think anyone thought it would get, and that gives them a little bit extra money into the economy. It boosts up their weapons. They got more util than the CT side. Oh, this is looking like it could be a tight game, Tools.
Yeah, that's the 2 bomb plants that they're able to collect to keep reinvesting into this round. The Mayo Addicts needed to go 1 for 1 on that beam bomb side. As soon as they didn't, that opened up the round for a possible W there. Good recovery. Banana once again being brutally attacked. Still in contention. Bottom Banana established by Gevaarlijk. Novix, good off angle towards second middle. Can he get out of here? Yep, there we go. 1 and done. Good one-way smoke to get them that advantage.
Yep. Absolutely, Tools. You took the words out of my mouth there. What a nice little off angle there. And that's that calculated aggression, right? Like, it's an aggressive position, but you counter with the smoke. You're not really giving anything away, and that person's just not expecting that sort of angle. So I really enjoyed what Novix is doing there, and he's taking the game into his own hands. He's been one of the star performers on the side of the Mayo Addicts, and opening up things here again for them in a round that they desperately need. Economy's still in a really tough position here for the CTs. You can see they've had to structure themselves or position themselves a bit more defensive angles, but yeah, first frag goes the way of Gevaarlijk. Oh, sorry, that was a trade, excuse me. After Novix kill, of course, and
yeah, Cole just trying to finish the round earlier than it needed to be with that off angle. It needed to be a bit more passive, or at least the ability for a trade there. Gives the advantage straight back and keeps it even playing fields, although the clock could be the biggest enemy for Gavalik right now. Fred knows exactly where the player is, gets taken out. That's G3. Gave away his position, kind of locked himself in. Now it's down to Nervex. It's time to hurry up now. They're moving with the quickness into the site. Remy's got it bunkered down. The bomb's down. No time left if they really wanted to do something. Last player, Swole AF rolling in, and there's not much for him to do. Only matter of time, and Remy closes it out. Yeah, they just left it a bit too late. Time became the worst enemy. Gavalik. Good idea, just the execution needed more refinement.
Yeah, look, I think they needed to hit that side and be fully committed. I think once they got that frag towards that second middle area, their site was there to take. But again, it did come down to the wire. You've seen they've played this patient style, and right now we see that great adaptation, or adapting from Mayo Addicts there and just allowing them to come late towards the side. Oh, it's a beautiful tag there from Nervex, not able to capitalize on the frag just yet, but it's nothing but pistols in the hands of Gavalik. First frag goes the way of Mayo Addicts as well, and this is stock standard stuff here. They are setting up for some sort of apps burst. See numbers moving towards those apartments area. Remy holding it really solid here. Nervex able to throw off some more util as well. So this is being prevented at quite a hard level. Badman's obviously got this whole oh, what? They've just picked off the upper middle. That's great. They can take that gun and run, and G3 is going to spot a player towards the smoke. Doesn't get picked off, and suddenly it's even Stevens here, and they've got all the time to work with. A whole minute on the clock here, Tools.
Yeah, just the barrier they need to get through is Banana, or at least push Badman back off. These rounds are winnable. That was just Nico that barely had any armor. Badman had a better angle to work with. G3 does have support in the middle. There should be a normal stock standard eco round for Mayo Addicts to win. Definitely winnable. But so far, it's just looking like 4 players will survive. But Mayo Addicts need. Heading towards the tail end of the half, 10-round CT side map. Mayo Addicts should be happy about this. Gavalik, I did mention in the previous map, minimum you really want is around 4 and 5. And they've hit 4. Anything extra, the cherry on top for them.
Last round of the half year, 10-4. Gavalik definitely want to lay claim to this round. I think if they'll be comfortable with that, given though they were 5-6-0 down, but first frag goes the way of Badman, and this is perhaps crazy push. He's going straight down middle there. No worries at all, but Colt gets picked off towards apartments. If they pick off this player towards this middle area, suddenly it's going to spell disaster for the Gavalik. 2 very aggressive players here, and they are looking to sneak past. This is a beautiful angle there from Nervex. He spams the smoke as well. This player's on point, and the AWP is there to cover him. And surely they know that he's there, but the P250 reigns supreme. Eventually they evenly traded out though. 2v2 scenario. This is unwilted aggression here from the CTs, and it is getting punished. They can now just W all the way to A-Tools. This is a throwaway round for Mayo Addicts. I mean, I don't think there was need to get that aggressive, especially after they got those first kills, Tools.
Yeah, it's that case where you need to end, or want to end the round earlier than it should be. It's just put G3 with quite the pickle, 2 versus 1. He needs to clutch it out. Plenty of time to work with. No kits. I haven't seen them purchase kits at all. So perhaps they just care about the W. Fred eventually closes it out. 10-5 is the half. Mayo Addicts do take the lead moving into the second half. They'll be on the T side. 21 kills in Nervex. So he's put up some good numbers, some big numbers.
Absolutely. All important pistol round here. I think Gavalik want to open up with something here on the CT side to make this competitive, but 10-5, close game. Looked like a runaway at the start, but it's come quite close, and I'm really stoked to see that. I'm very interested to see if we see a similar dynamic from Mayo Addicts. Played quite a passive CT side, so quite keen to see what they've got on towards their T side. You see an even split coming out on the pistol round for Gavalik, so they're not rushing into anything just yet.
Shots. The sheriff is in town.
Oh.
The sheriff has been dinked. He needs to play a safer angle now. Ja also being persuaded to fall back, decent grenade, some tickle damage. Newbie, last player defending that middle area, while the rest anchor down on the site. Novix putting pressure towards that B side. There's a smoke and a flashbang on Badman, so definitely going to need to use that towards the B side. CT smoked out. Novix gets ahead of the smoke, wins out the first duel. Fred does pick one off towards Banana. Bomb should be going down. Advantage towards Mayor Addicts. We proceed with the post plant. No kit on to Gevalik, so some important shots through the smoke. In fact, the headshot Newbie. That's a noob after all. 2 versus 3 gets them the advantage. Just down to Remy and Cole to anchor down. Try to catch out this retake. Some tight angles. It's the Glocks. It doesn't do much damage, but it does when you shoot players in the head. 1 versus 1 Jar and Cole dancing around family. He needs to move around and land the headshots there. Buying some time. There's no kit on Jar, so he needs to make a move on very quickly. Spamming the USB, but that is a time. I don't think this time. What is the kit?
There's no
4
time.
seconds. Can he get it? Is there time goals?
It's tight. It's tight.
Oh
He hasn't got
no! He did so much. He went so far. But no cigar. 11 rounds. Rather I say 11 rounds for Mayor Addicts. Gevalik. A knee slapper of a round.
Knee slap off around indeed. That was so close, man. It came down to the wire. I couldn't see what the statistic was, but it was damn close, like 0.1 for sure. And needed to get that kit, and just a very chaotic kind of retake. So eventually comes down to the wire, and it is the Mayor Addicts that strike with the pistol again. Both pistols in this game so far. And that's going to help boost their confidence, their momentum moving into this. We see some nice banana control being established there. Some aggression in towards that house area. Getting punished, and now looks like it's a pretty stock standard take here towards B. Lots of util raining in. CT smokes coming through. That nade's going to be money. They do spot and trade very quickly through the smoke. It is Badman that is going absolutely ham here, and that is a quick cleanup of this B bomb side. Of course, no real investment coming out from the CT side here. Gevaarlijk spying a couple deagles, little P250 here and there, trying to do some pot shot damage, but nothing seemingly landing just yet. And Badman now goes for the third, I think, of the round for himself, and that is the Mayor Addicts. 12-5 now. 4 rounds left for them to take this victory, but it is Gevaarlijk now that have the opportunity to purchase. Will they do it, Tools? I don't know. I think they might even just wait and do a proper fight with full util. Seems like they are going to purchase, though. They are committing to this.
Yeah, they don't want to leave themselves little to no rounds to play with towards the end of Gevaarlijk. They really want to stop the bleed right now and try to claw the rounds back. Mayor Addicts, they're looking real clean. Like the specific flashbang setups that they use and place that I didn't see Gevaarlijk use on their T side, so it's a different approach and style. Straight down from Trey, gets a double with the fammy. And Novix
That's tough to do.
Tried taking it, yeah. Novix prompted to take an aggressive stance there. He needs to just try claw it way back and just even out the scoreboard a little more. Have the advantage. Remy taking some pot shots and slot balls to pedal back a smoke towards Murder. Badman rolling in towards middle, trying to clear out his corners. Could he get caught off by this off angle? Jar's in a good spot to get a double. They know he is. Drops down the nade and he picks one off. He gets traded. Good job so far. Teammates in for the support, and yeah, they kept above the trade game, and eventually it paid off towards the end. 6 rounds apart.
Oh, and it seems to be a full commitment in response here from Mayo Addicts. They are purchasing up all the AK-47s. They're going to have two gents on pistols there, but they had a beautiful, clean round there. They're sitting in a very, very good spot. They do have 2 of those fammies and a shotgun, but clearly proficient with the weapons as well. So do see aggressive middle coming out here from the T side. This is really quick pace here. They are going to probably pop through the smoke towards middle. No, things slow down. Not happy to commit to it just yet. And remember, this is a forced buy, so if they give this opportunity up to the CTs, they're going to give them at least a couple more rounds. Jar with the first flag of the round. Gevaarlijk strike again. Man advantage their way, and they're going to be chuffed with that. It looked like they had a plan of action. They're getting really aggressive really quickly, but that's been shut down really quickly now as well. So settles now at 4 versus 5. Gevaarlijk with the man advantage. Badman waiting for some mistakes.
1 minute on the clock as they slowly proceed forward, reclaim some land and potentially the advantage that they've lost. Stock standard, util towards middle, plays Molly Dart, needs to move forward, that's the trade.
Oh!
In fact, Badman picks up a double through the smoke. He's going to take that ground, proceed forward. It's down to Slops left on this A side. Needs to run up this frag to hold it down a bit further. Trade it up, that A side's busted wide open, cold. Should secure that, bomb plant down. That leaves a 2 versus 3 retake. Some questions rolling around in the communications. Do they want to go for it or save and fight another day? Their finances aren't looking too great either.
Yeah, this has been a really tight game here. I mean, if they can get a frag quickly, this will allow them to do something. They do get one, but the time is still ticking. They should probably... I think they should still get out here, but it looks like they're going in for it. Fred is finding a quick frag. What do I know? Nothing. He's... Oh, they spot the last player towards that pit. But they need to get onto the bomb. They need to deal with him. And they can. The retake happens. Is it enough time? They have the kit as well. Farlik have got it. What do I know, Tools? This is insane. What a recovery there. 2 versus 3, I believe it was. But they were in such comfortable after-plant positions. But playing perhaps a little too nervous, too scared. Just not taking any of those duels. Not playing any sort of contact, crossfire. But just like that, Farlik are back in it. And that's going to break the bank for sure. Badman really making the most of that situation there, getting those entry frags, getting his team onto the site, but it is Gevaarlijk that reigns supreme, and that forces them onto a deagle forced by here, Tools, and a breath of fresh air in Gevaarlijk sails for sure.
Yeah, so finally the second eco round that they've had should be looking good. They just can't throw it just yet. Don't really dart those 1Ds, which you want to be avoiding. Get that util usage nice and clean, land those shots, and make sure build that economy moving in just to mount up that build up for the comeback. That's the important part that should be going through their heads right now. May Addicts really had the advantage in that 3 versus 2. They just played a bit too loose. There weren't any crossfires, as you mentioned. Just enable Gevaarlijk just to roll in. And Fred trying to match the performance from Nervex on the side of Gevaarlijk.
Oh, easy spot there. Spots at angle, gets lucky and quickly deals with the opposition, but we do see. Oh, a little bit of shots through the smoke there. Surely they can breeze right through this. Then Nane's going to do a little bit of damage, but not much. And now the pressure is about to hit. Setting up towards this B-bomb side, but all the players are starting to rotate. They're running in a bit of a tight window here, Tools. This is going to be a slaughter. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. A bloodbath. A bloodbath for the Mayo Addicts. As we move into round 20 run, they slowly close the deficit 4 rounds apart from the Mayo Addicts. They have money to purchase up all the utility and weaponry they need. Gevaarlijk building up that momentum, building up that bank. The CT side is the easier side. I did mention that on Inferno, so they're taking full advantage and picking up those rounds while they can. They go for banana aggression, but there wasn't much util placed to just to support Fred. Going for that shot top banana. Gets taken up by Coldies and low HP though. Got some damage in and potentially some information for the rest of this team.
Yeah, you see quite an aggressive banana position being held by Gevaarlijk despite being a man down, and there's quite a few numbers there that have spotted him as well. They are putting the pressure, but they peek him, and where's the support from the T's? No, it's going to be a disaster. They are able to trade, but it's a 3 versus 3 situation. That's perfect for the CTs. They're going to be happy with that. They've definitely won the trade battle, and it is Swole that peeks out big, gets traded out quickly though. Orping through the smoke as well. Nubi with the nade is going to be perfect as well. What a highlight reel. Gevaarlijk stand up tall, 12-9. They've brought this within 3 Tools, and the Mayo Addicts surely feeling the pressure now. They seem to be fumbling and making mistakes. So these Gevaarlijk that are coming up with that clinical play, and it's looking like a tight match here, slowly just decreasing that deficit, and they've brought it back.
Yeah, just basically in trading there towards banana costed Mayo Addicts, but Gevaarlijk literally clutching it out. Call that grenade a 3-pointer. A swift Kobe to close it out. Ready, Newbie picking up the first kill. He's stepping it up this matchup so far. Not the best, I'd say, T half, but the CT half is paying off. Novax, you do not want to give
Oh,
this
whoa.
man an inch. He'll take him out, already evening it out. It's the aggression that came in. Perhaps didn't read the economy there. That's the bomb down. But getting tracked down slops. There we go. Finally, normality is restored. 12 rounds to 10. Khvalik, 2 rounds apart. They're very hard to get to this point, and they need to keep the pressure up, keep that Bunsen burner going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yet to be in the lead in this game, Tool. So they are closer than ever. They've never had this sort of 2-round gap between them, and they're definitely going to be comfortable. I mean, they're on the City side. There's only 6 rounds left, and they've got this game. So the pressure is certainly mounting on the Mayo Addicts. Despite such a strong start in both halves, they've just seemed to have given a little bit of an inch to the side of Khvalik, and they've taken it and really ran with it. But now we do see a slight change up here, some aggression coming from Shops, but he gets caught out. The player spots him, and first kill goes the way of Mayo Addicts. And now Fred looking to pop through the smoke here. It is, it's coming through. He's gonna pop through. Instantly trades out though, but it is Mayo Addicts that punish them. They punish it perfectly, and Swole able to push back that for now, but there is a rotation being made, and that's to the incorrect bomb site. This is a beautiful fake, sold for $1 million, some would say. Leaves the final player towards that pit position all on his own, and it is Mayo Addicts that are going to be stepping him. They just keep the spacing and trading on pointer tools. They've got every single right to win this round and stab the lead. No, they get double frag from Jar from the pit. This is absolute heroic. Suddenly the number disadvantage has been dwindled, and positional advantage is back in this favor. Quickly, the Mayo Addicts are dealt with swiftly. It's all up to Swollen, to Nubi now. Nervex is on the side on his own. It's all up to the Danger Man. This has been carrying 27 kills. It's basically going to be on his 30 bomb if he is to win this round. I love the trade towards that AK-47. 2 rifles now are edging closer and closer together. They're jumping forward, but Nervex hears them both running. He gets the spray right. Perfect. Can he do it? His pistols are out. Oh, the trade to them 4. Both players finally goes the way of Khvalik. He needs to get on that bomb. Little bit of some D-bag going on there, but wow, what a retake. I can't believe that was a round that got so close. Jar Man in that pit position, complemented by that newbie retake, and you can see some BM happening here, and just like that, Khvalik are in 1. That must be a terrible round to lose if you are Mayo Addicts, but they've got another shot now. They can afford to purchase full rifles once again, and 12 to 11 tools. This game has become an absolute cracker.
Definitely, it's turned for the better, and it's amazing to see the comeback, the perseverance coming out of Khvalik. They're finally starting to hit some crazy shots. Their plays increased strategically, the utilities looking good towards top banana, the nades were there, and now it's a battle of attrition. Oh goodness, the A1 spray down, and it could have been beautiful, Golzy. But that bust open the B site, and that should get them a free bomb plant. G3 needs to have a heads up towards backstage there. There's a smoke. You don't really see that on the radar, and he gets the kill through the smoke, and yeah. The change of pace for Mayo Addicts really paying off. And they really committed to all their players, 5 players, all up banana, relentlessly.
Yeah, and that came down to the wire there, Tools in Milan. Like that was like, it looked terrible for the CTs, but when he gets that molly down and he peeks out towards that car position, I can't believe that he did so much damage. But with that said, I do agree that the change of pace there, perfect for Mayo Addicts. They just storm up, barrel up towards Banana. You know, some IGLs, you know, when you start running out of ideas and you start feeling that pressure, sometimes you literally, I've been there, you've been there, rush B, that's the call. And that's the reason why it can actually just get you that round that you needed. They haven't won one in so long, and they finally broke through, and that's going to put some questions into the defense, into the util usage from the CT sides, and this is just what Mayo Addicts need to kind of stay in this game. 13 to 11 now, still in front, but again on the T side, it's a lot more difficult to play. But both teams seeming pretty proficient on both sides. So
the smoke could come back to bite them, try to get it. That exact choke point. Molotov to buy them some time on the clock. They're going to fake it out and potentially head back towards this A site. They've got a player in apps, a player holding middle. They should collaborate and make sure the spacing and trading is decent before they fully commit towards that site. And that's the bulk push out from Remy. opens the site wide open. Might get caught with the molly in hand. Novex has cleared out the site though. They do have an opponent right in front of them. Newbie. There's no support. Couldn't finish off that kill. 4 versus 3. I'm afraid they need to potentially call a save. Looking at the economy, it's a 4 versus 3.
Absolutely.
A site's one of the hardest sites to retake from. And once again, it was a change of pace, but this time they had a fallback plan towards the A side. And as the B side got locked down, Remy, that push coming out of bulk, really opened up that side. Caught sleeping was Schloops.
Yes, I think the pivotal moment there is that, again, like the CTs, they obviously got barreled in B the last round. So as soon as they went and they established that banana control did the Ts, you could see how skittish the CTs were. They instantly rotated a player towards B and had 2 stacked on towards that side. So all that happens is as soon as they spot a player or hear a noise towards that middle area, the player decides to fall back towards A. They're not certain where the Ts are. Boom, there's one outside of apps, and suddenly the whole flank is open. And right now, that is a perfect kind of fake there, sold off the back of that B rush. Love it. I love the IGLing coming out of the Mayo Addicts here on the T side, showing that they can do it as well, completely bamboozling Gevaarlijk despite them having a strong half on the CT side so far. Interested to see what they take from this point, because remember, Tools, their economy is now broken. If they lose this round, they've got very little to work with. So this is an all-important must-win round here for Gevaarlijk, and ideally with 3 players remaining, just so they can supplement that economy just a little bit.
100% banana control established by Mayo Addicts. Good pop flashes to clear out the choke bit, make sure there's no AWPer. Holding set choke point. Good grenade coming out from Swap. Good util usage. A minute 20 on the clock to work with. So they've completed the first tick of the box, Mayo Addicts. Establish banana, take back brackets control, and then keep moving sideways. Once again, Remy wooing out a duel there towards apps. They're going to move straight up on that call. That's a double for Newbie taken up. From the back to Remy, that's a double kill. That's the site wide open. He's had to forfeit to pedal back for that bomb, but this just opens up play. Anything is possible from this point on. It almost feels like it's every man for himself. Jar wins out his duel. Anchors it down and gives them more time for the rotation to move in. Good repositioning by Jar. He's going to pick himself up a double and has just made G3 in a world of trouble. That's a good defense coming out of Gevaarlijk. It did look a bit hairy for a couple of seconds, but the recovery looked even better.
I think that was a bit of a blunder there from him. You could see that the player that picked off from Apps tried to get back to the bomb instead of leaving that to his teammates. He was unfortunately unable to close that angle towards that N2 side of that A entry. So that CT got all the way into the side, completely bamboozled him again, and ultimately that allowed the rotations to come in, and eventually they just traded it out and won the round. But again, a must-win situation for Gevaarlijk to stay in this game. But this round is so equally important. You can see the economy is still broken. 3 pharmacists only needed to survive with more there, but Mayo Addicts still got a couple of chances here to pick off the CTs, close this game. 14-12, couldn't really be tighter.
Yeah, and they're leading utility at the moment.
Yep.
All the smokes already being deployed. 2 left, in fact, and Swole and Newbie. They're both, one's on the B side, one's on the A, so that bar them 18 seconds to reposition and adjust accordingly. Preparing for the onslaught. 5 players sitting in banana for Mayo Addicts. Ready to lay down the hurt, ready to execute and roll into that B side. As the utility gets deployed, that's the call for them to roll in. Remy, the first to move in. Fred, lovely off angle, picks up the first kill there. There's the smoke to slow them down further. A trade does come in from Badman and Remy. Oh, that fell apart like a house of cards. With the quickness, a spam. Could it help? Could it aid his cause? No. A resmoke comes out from G3, and that just steepens the hill for Gevaarlijk as they attempt to retake there. They have a grenade and a flashbang. Good grenade, baits up G3. And they have to hold on tight, but players getting taken up by Remy in the first arm of attack, and Jar has to save. He has to pedal back. The only weapon possible for that next round as it moves on to match point. And 3 match points to play with.
I'm enjoying this T-side calling coming out of the Mayo Addicts here. They've just literally been able to completely just confuse their opponents with their calls here. Again, just a delayed double pump towards that B site. Literally just complete passive play from the CTs. Don't allow them any sort of information. You could see how skittish they were to rotate in. They didn't want to fall for the fake, but it was a full and complete B hit there. They completely pounced through the smoke, get rid of both CTs on the site, and end up making it easy there on the post plant. So Mayo Addicts within 1 here of closing this game. It's gotten a lot tighter. You know, they showed that they were what looked like to be the superior team at the start of this game, but Kafalik have certainly showed up, and now let's see if they've got any sort of championship grit in them here. Can they bring this back and take us to our first overtime of this tournament?
Bits and bobs have to work with Remy.
Oh,
Real sharp and witty with that aim. It's going to come down to Shops. He needs to be the difference maker here. Mollied out, half HP. They heard everything. Remy's already tracking his next prey. Although the bulk of the attacking side is heading towards that B site, and that should be a call. Schlop should call that over to his player sitting in second apps, but no, the B defense moves before it needs to. And I'm afraid they're going to need a bit of Jesus to help them here, Goldsy.
absolutely. Unfortunately, there's not much they can do. You only got a pistol and an AK-47, and Novex, one of the danger men, is just already deep. He's already got 31 kills, 30 bomb on the board, looking for another. Easy for him, and they should have a good idea that the last player is towards this banana area. They're going to even go and openly peek him, and that is that. The Mayo Addicts absolutely come through there on the T side, and Kavala, despite putting up quite a fight there, they are unable to close that gap, and it just felt like they were on such a roll there, Tools, and just weren't able to string it together. It was that B rush call that really threw off the CTs, and from there, it was all Mayo, man. Mayo to the end.
Mayo till the end. You said it, and personally about that. Look, the first half was a bit of a batter. They needed a few more rounds Gewillig in that first half just to give them and buy them more space and time to work with. But towards the end, they ran out of time, they ran out of steam, and eventually they ran out of rounds. But things were looking up. Maybe first map was just warm-up, first match was this warm-up. So they'll be looking to just touch up for that and the rest of their campaign through the qualifiers for sure. But your MVP player for that matchup, Goals?
I enjoyed Novex. He played very, very well. I thought like he was a thorn in the side, like pretty much the whole time. Of course, Bad Man was obviously also a really, really solid player. So it's difficult to call. There was too many type performances there for you. Who did you think was an MVP?
It was definitely Novex. He put up some big numbers here and there. He almost looked like a complete player, South African speaking wise. I'm not too sure where he's from, but things are looking good for him. But we're going to take it to the desk so they can break it down further.
Thank you so much, casters, for that in-depth casting. That was quite the game. That is quite different from the game that we had initially. That's what we were hoping for. We were saying we wish that this next game we have a lot to talk about. And let me tell you, I have a lot of notes here. But before we get started on that, let me remind everybody at home that we have $50 up for grabs in your Steam wallet. And how to get that is you have to go to gaming.lenovo.com. You can either post a clip from this broadcast, or you can go and vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, make sure you browse around. Maybe there's something else that you can like. Another thing that we have just for South Africa, every purchase of a Lenovo product will get you a free pair of headsets. And this is only valid for the 13th to the 16th of December. So make sure you click on the link below in the description to grab a pair. So guys, this was intense, wasn't it?
Exciting game, huh?
It was
Very game.
exciting.
Very
So we heard that we had the MVP, Narvex, as well. Do you think he's deserving
He
being the
deserved
MVP?
it 101%.
Definitely.
200%.
I know a lot of you guys, when we were watching the game, you guys were rooting for us, like, whoa, this guy's insane. He's so good. So he's definitely deserving of that. So I'm going to ask you my very first question right here. Is that the very obvious one, is that we thought initially the game was going to be one-sided, just like the previous game. Mayo Addicts were going 7 wins in a row, and then suddenly they started to lose their winning streak. So what happened there? How did Gewildig try to get back into the game?
Let's break it down to Gewildig actually having a rough start to the game in T-side. We've seen a really important thing that they have been lacking, which is trade killing. They usually enter the site. Once they enter, they don't have the capability to actually trade kill each other. We've seen one teammate of Mayo Addict killing 2 or 3 easily. This is one important point. The second point for Gewildig, I loved how they actually showed patience after the 7 score lead for Mayo Addicts. 7-0, Givarlik got 4 rounds in a row by being patient. They have gained control of the map slowly, tried to read the enemy team, tried to actually enter together in the mid round or at the late round. Uh, we have seen a very big mistake in Givarlik, actually at around 7-4. They were actually 5v2 for Mayo. Mayo were having the advantage. They overpicked and they lost 2 members in B. It became a 3v2 and then a 2v2, which they lost in the end for Givarlik. It was a nice comeback. However, it was some kind of miscommunication, individual mistake here and there, blind spots not being covered. Uh, I would say trade killing is a very important factor, and communication was the things that led them to lose the map.
All right, thank you very much. Well, I'm going to go to my second question, which I'm also going to direct it to you, Sammy, because you were very adamant about this. You were reacting really highly to it. So in round 7-4, we found from going to a 5-2 in favor of Mayo Addicts, it suddenly became a 2-2, and it looked like Gibraltar can take over this round. But unfortunately, they didn't. What happened there?
It actually Nubi and Swall got the advantage to kill 2 people in B, and they have planted the C4 and got a 3rd kill. So it became a 2v2.
Okay.
Now, Nubi was in the barbecue area, which we call it pool. He actually aimed CT aggressively, which he was not supposed to. He just should have just stuck to pool, aimed construction, and just waited for an angle or opening or a guy to push him and come into his crosshair. See, such kind of mistakes happen. Sometimes you need to aim when you don't have any information. It's a 2v2. You need to do something really smart or really aggressive to actually gain that round or gain the information for your teammate to get you the round. Basically, it was maybe a communication or, impatience. Impatience also plays sometimes a role in losing rounds. I wouldn't want to see actually Nubi do the same mistake into aiming unnecessarily to the CT. So that's why they have lost the round.
So patience is ultimately what brought them down there.
It was at that specific round, at that specific timing, that was impatience
Yes.
from Nubi. If he didn't aim CT and just waited for someone to come into the crosshair from coffins, it would have been in his favor, and maybe we'd have seen a turn of events there.
He should have trusted his aim. Trusted his aim on aiming coffin, even if
Doubt,
it
hesitation will bring on, defeat. And as you said, timing is super, super important. And to ask Hope a question about timing, in one of the rounds at 9-4, I believe Narvex was actually killed first and almost through the complete round because of it was overstaying. What do you think was going through his head at that time?
I always have this thing. If you're too confident in the game, over repeaking, you might, even if you're doing, like getting a lot of rounds, you might even make your team lose.
I think that's what happened. He was overhyped.
He was just
doing
overhyped.
fantastic.
His op is going amazing. Like he's the MVP for sure. But such rounds, small mistakes can actually cause you the round, can cause you the game. So overstaying with a one-man advantage, I actually believe it shouldn't happen. You could have went side or went long, held long from arches to inside. You could have played on the one-man advantage. Too many ideas to play on. Just don't over-repeat. Such mistakes can, like, I know it's a 4v4, their eco, one op in the can be the winning round for T-side. So I always say it, no matter how confident you get, play it smart. Even if you're hitting your best shots, you're hitting the best flicks insanely, don't overcommit. Like, you got a kill, go back, play it passive, 4v5. You don't need anything more better than this. 30 seconds into the round.
Definitely, I would definitely agree on that. And you guys told me previously that Inferno, in the previous games, you guys were lacking something. You were lacking the ops, the magic of the ops. But in this game, I think we had the battle of the ops. So can we elaborate more on that?
Nervex versus Wall. I mean, T-side and City-side, both of them were playing very good. They were playing very, very beautifully. Getting these entry kills, getting these key kills in the mid-rounds, in the late rounds as well. It really showed us the true meaning of an Opper, what the Opper can actually provide a result in this game. And you've seen that. Nervex was the MVP. And in the T-side, in Givarlik, their MVP was basically Swall. Well, this may be Jar as well, because Jar got some nice kills, double and triple kills. But Nervex showed us what it means to be an Opper in this map. And as Adam said, an AWPer is really important in this map. It's really, really beneficial for your team to actually get these kills here and there, whatever side, whatever time, mid round, late round, early round. It's really important.
Exactly, it's super essential. Just getting that one pick with the op that sets you up to win the entire round. So
True.
I definitely agree with that observation. And Hope, are you happy with the battle of the ops that we got in this game?
Honestly, Nervix is the player that I'm talking about that should be an Inferno as an open.
He
did-
definitely showed that he deserves
he
to be
deserves-
MVP in
he
this game.
deserves the MVP. The way he got kills, the way he stole kills early round, went B, the way he rotated, the way he went from one man advantage to 4v4, helping his team. He played it smart, amazing. MVP. Like, he's
Definitely.
insanely good.
Definitely deserving of MVP. There was one round that I noticed, Hope, you were shocked. You were telling me, how did this happen? So I believe it was in the 23rd round. Both teams were playing super aggressive from CT side. So can you elaborate more? Why did you feel so emotional about that round?
If you remember what I said before the game starts about Inferno, a team should always play on banana. Or if you want to play on banana as CT, you want to take banana control, you should play passive in A. You want to go on A aggressive, you should play passive in B. You're going to risk one guy. It's a 50-50. He's either going to get you a one-man advantage or he's going to die. It's going to be 4v5 for the enemy team. They both pushed, played it aggressively from abs and B.
So they both risked it.
They both risked it from both sides. It was a 4v3. If one guy died, a 4v4, that's fine. Both of them died. It's a 4v3. Why would you do that? This is the small mistakes that we're talking about that Scrim can help you. Team, like, you can watch more matches and understand why you shouldn't go aggressive from both sides. If you lose a player in A, there is always going to be two if you're playing three, because you cannot go aggressive in A if you have only two players in A. So you have two more that can actually crossfire and just hold site and kill 5 of the enemy team, depending on how good the crossfire is. If you want to take banana, just take banana, play passive in A, go 3 early B, or you want to give them banana, retake banana with a flash or a smoke like molly, retake it. You should play it passive on the other side. That's the rule of banana.
I love that you mentioned, things that they did wrong. And we've been praising, the winners in this game and Narvix about how he's the MVP. But I want to hear what could they have done better to win? What were the mistakes that were clear?
In Gervarlik, right?
Yes.
Gervarlik really need to work on their T side. Their T side was a little bit slow start for them. They really had to work on just one thing, and that is they're trade killing each other. When they enter, we noticed that they don't trade kill each other, which is a really bad point to enter a team, to enter as a team in a site. They just need to work on this, and I think if they had provided us with a good trade kill, I think the score would be like 11-4 for Gervarlik, to be honest.
Oh, that is heartbreaking to sound. Just the thing they need to work
As
on.
good as I think Mayo Addicts are good,
Mhm.
but I think Gervarlik, as I told you when we were watching the game, they have really good individuals. However, they don't have trade kill in their team. They're not trade killing.
Team
Maybe it's not their day.
Team practice. They should team practice.
Well,
They have the quality. They have the individual plays. They need mere team practice.
definitely.
Both teams individually they're insane. I think Mayo had a better team play than Gavarlik.
Mhm.
That's what made them win the round. Especially after the comeback they did, they didn't control their emotions. They didn't get pressured. They knew how to Mayo knew how to control their pressure. They knew how to control their emotions. They didn't tilt. They didn't panic. They stayed calm. They played it smartly, amazingly. They played it fast, slow. So they knew what they were doing. The leader was giving the good calls. He was confident with the calls. I really like it. Well played. Hard luck for Garlic. This is what I believe.
Definitely. I think we saw from the gameplay that, since the game was extremely close to each other, they're both very, very skilled players on both teams, and they both deserve to win. But it was just, the tiny things, teamwork, patience, all these things that really can affect the win or loss. So with that, let's see which matches we're going to have next. So the next team's playing is going to be X Gaming and Chi-E2 AIM. So what do you think about these teams? Do they pop out for you? Have you heard anything about them before?
So pretty much, I haven't heard from them, But as we've seen, the first game was one-sided. The second game was a really nice game.
Yes.
I'm expecting to see another nice game.
Hopefully.
Just not
He's
Inferno.
hoping. We don't know. It could happen again. It could happen again. But we're super excited to know what we're gonna get. Hopefully we can do the predictions after we come back from the break. Is there anything else you want to add from analyzing the game?
What do you think?
I think the Gavarlik should have a second chance, maybe.
Oh, they were so close. They were
I
so
really
very
I really
close.
love their city side. I really
Yeah.
love their city.
It was very nice. It was very nice to see them play.
Thanks for both the teams for giving us a good game.
True.
Definitely. Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving the viewers us something very skillful to watch. Thank you for showing us that you guys represent and you guys deserve to be on this platform and you deserve to be here globally. So thank you very much for that analyzation. And we're going to go for a short break and hopefully we will be back very soon for our next match.
this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine, and I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a nice break because we have one more very juicy game to come. Are you guys excited to see your last game of the day?
Of course, as I said, South Africa has some surprises for us. So
Right? We are actually very pleasantly surprised to see
I'm
you.
happy. I'm very happy to see such quality games. I'm actually serious. I'm very happy to see such quality games coming out of South Africa.
Definitely. And before we get into any more questions with our analysts, let me remind you once more, $50 is up for grabs in your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go to gaming.lenovo.com and either you can post a clip from the broadcast or you can vote for your favorite team. Excuse me. And while you're there, might as well browse for some other stuff. Maybe you'll like something, some offers that'll interest you. We do have another thing that is exclusive for South Africa. With every purchase of a Lenovo product, you will get a free pair of headsets on Lenovo. All you have to do is click on the link in the description below and make sure you grab it soon because it's only valid from the 13th to the 16th of December. All right, analysts, I'm going to ask the memorable question from Hope because I've already asked that from Sammy. So, Hope, tell me, most memorable moment in your CSGO experience? And you can't include Sammy. You can't do that.
No,
It has to be
listen.
something solo. It has to be dedicated to you and your experiences.
It's actually
gamer.
it's a true story, and he knows about it.
It's a true story. Okay,
Yeah.
let me know.
I played against him LAN, and I was playing with silver players, and we lost a close match. And the best, like the memorable thing I could ever remember was double ace in a row. Like I killed 5 in a row against his team, and as I said, they
Not
used to call
bragging.
me. No, I'm not bragging. You know, they used to call me a hacker.
Poor Sammy.
No, but ask me one thing.
No,
Did you
yeah.
win the game?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Oh,
But the thing is,
okay.
he played with the at that time top UAE players.
I see. All right.
I played with silver players. I lost the match 16-13. I still remember it because I
Oh,
was pissed.
that hurts.
It hurts
That hurts. Yeah.
because I was doing actually good. They
You
asked
can't tell me your
one of
memorable
his
moment is the
teammates-
negative one.
one of his
Come on.
teammates asked to restart my PC, thinking I was hacking. So I'm not gonna forget this. It actually motivated me, and he knows about it.
But in the end, it matters the W, not the L. W.
Oh.
Thank
I mean-
you.
Oh my.
Come
Okay.
now, can you come now?
Clap back, Sammy. Let's go. So in the end, Sammy was victorious, and this is your.
As usual.
Yes.
Back then, as usual.
And
So your most memorable moment is losing. That's what you were telling me.
it's the double S in a row in a tournament, and it was Byron, so it's not eco. You know, it's actually something that in Banana Inferno, by the way, it was Inferno, Banana.
Oh, Inferno, your favorite map as
Exactly.
well. How could they taint your favorite map like this? How could
And
they do this to you?
Unfortunately, I lost. Lose them.
Well, it
Nah,
was
it's a-
experience, right?
It was a pleasure actually losing against him. You don't even know. Sammy is one of the players I actually used to sit behind and learn whenever he plays a tournament. I'm not just saying it because he's in front of me. No, I always say it. He's one of the reasons I got motivated by watching him play this tournament. He's an old guy, ex-professional player, not anymore. He's too bad like now. He cannot play with me.
I was just gonna say brotherly love, but never mind. I'm not gonna say it
I
again.
cannot be too last with him.
It's gonna be weird, you know.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna stop you here. I don't want, this to get more heated, but let's go check out the region and the match for today. So once again, we're going to have South Africa. So far, we were not disappointed. We've been super impressed by the gameplay, by the winners, and both the ones that did not have the chance to win. And with the tournament qualifiers, let me remind you once again with what we had today. The recap: first game was Mott Sports versus Bravado Gaming, and the second one, which we just witnessed, was Givaldic versus Mayo Addicts. And I didn't get to brag about this. Mayo Addicts won, and I called it. Just saying, the
I told you
superior
your team
condiment
was winning,
wins.
and you were happy.
I was super happy about it. Just
I think if
I
Jawalik's
had to
name,
flex that.
I think if Jawalik's name was Kashab, they would have won.
Perhaps, but we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. And the upcoming game is X Gaming versus GP2 AIM. And we're so excited to see this last game. We want to end with a bang, right? That's what we want.
Please give it a bang, but tell us the map. Surprise us with the new map.
Well, we're not ready with the map yet, but when we are, I will let you know. It could be Inferno, it could be not. But I actually just got noticed that the map is ready. So the map is...
Mirage, we heard it all.
Yeah, we all.
Never
had
mind.
Let's
I was
spoil the
going to say
surprise.
Inferno and then say just kidding, but it ruined everything. Okay. The map is Mirage.
that.
Okay.
You would have seen me just walk away. No, I'm joking.
Okay, so tell me, Mirage, do you like this map? What don't you like about
The
it?
most bugged map.
The most bugged map.
Pug.
Pug. So
Oh.
basically, Pug is like a public, you know.
Public,
Yeah, I
public
see.
map.
So is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing for our professional
It
players?
can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing.
Please elaborate.
It can be a good thing for being public because look, sometimes playing against a team that overthinks,
Hmm.
they practice 24/7, screaming, watching demo, everything. If they overthink public players, they will lose. This is something everyone knows. You
Mhm.
cannot overthink or you cannot be smarter than a public player in a tournament because you're gonna expect the unexpected from them. Too many things can go wrong, especially in giving calls or, like, for example, control mid. In an eco round, you're gonna see 3 pushing mid. Like, it's the most public map. Too many things can happen.
I'll add to that point. It's a very supportive map for superstar players. If you're an opper, especially, and you're a superstar opper, you can jump from window, go to short, go to con, play aggressive B or play aggressive apps or palace or ramp. Adam knows that. He's a superstar player. He knows how to work his way around the map. So it won't be a surprise for this game, to have a superstar base.
All right, and I know you guys are always craving the op plays, and now the superstar op plays are coming into action. So we're definitely excited to see that in Mirage. So tell me about the pace of this map. How should the gameplay go?
This is one of the maps that you can go fast early game. You can go slow early game, as Sami said about Inferno. But Mirage, because it's a public map, not more of a tactical map, you can actually go fast, just full W everywhere, and play it the way you like. Like, basically, Mirage, it's a mid control T side. Like, T side, I think it's a must control mid, because if you have mid, it opens ways to B and A from other sides, from apart from Cave, Palace, or B apps. Especially, I love taking mid control. I love the split B. Split B is like, I believe it's a 70% win for the T side if you actually can go short, if you enter short from mid, and the B apps guy comes. For connector, can go wrong because they can play 3A. So mid control is the most important thing in this map.
Mhm.
Do you disagree with me?
I don't disagree.
I feel
for
like
one
you
bit.
want him to disagree with
I
you.
thought so, no.
Actually, what he said was true. Mid is a really important part in the game. Who takes control of it will actually control the map. As soon as you take control mid, whether be it aggressively or passively, you get a control of where you're gonna head to, which side, mid round or late round. You can send a player up to ladder room in short, send a player in connector, or have a player in underpass waiting for any kind of info, any kind of what the CT team will do. Whether are they playing mid heavy or they're playing mid passively. If the CT is playing passively, they have a chance to actually go B split. As Adam said, a B split is a very effective plan for the T side. It opens a very easy route to go B and control and get the round. That's what I have to say.
A very important
No
thing,
disagreement.
a very important thing CT players should know. If you cannot win the fight in mid, you should always take cave or ups control. You cannot give them mid and sides. Like, just let them run around and have control of everywhere. You give them mid, you must have cave, you must have B ups. It's one of them. They take mid. If they're gonna come from cone, at least you have cave. You're gonna make sure cave is closed. They're not gonna come from cave. So you inform your team to retake from CT, for example, sandwich them, come late short when it's gonna come late short. If you're gonna take B abs, you can enter short. You're gonna sandwich them. There is a couple of tricks in Mirage that can actually be played in CT if mid control is hard to get. So this is my advice for the CT players.
Well, with that being said, if you were to win the knife round, which side would you prefer to start with, CT or T side?
CT.
I honestly, if my leader has a good lead, I'm trusting, I prefer T. Like, it's a 60-40 map CT, because we've seen big, like, I'll give you big names. We've seen big, Navi, Vitality and big. I believe they have the best T map in Mirage. G2 lately as well. So I prefer T side, honestly. I prefer T side. Although it's a 60-40 map for CT, if I trust the calls in my leader, then I'd love to start T side to gain more confidence, more trust. Because if I go CT, for example, 10-5, I'm going to play confident. I'm going to take the risk of a couple of kills. So it will be easier for me to play, especially as an OPA.
Would you agree with that,
No.
Sammy? No? Okay, tell me your perspective.
I would love to start CT because starting on CT can give you the advantage to get an early lead on the game. It could be 10-5, 11-4. I could rack as many rounds as I can and then switch to T side with a comfortable, view of the game, heading as I'm gaining the advantage. I would really love to start CT side, not T side.
All right, thank you so much both for your output. I really do love it when you guys disagree. We can see, both perspectives. I really love to see that. And not that I want to start anything, quarrels between you guys, but I'm just saying for the viewers, not for me, for the viewers. And with that, the game is ready. So we're going to pass it on to the casters. So take it away, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll be heading into the third and final game for today. Plot twist, it's Mirage. Finally, a change in pace, a change in venue, and a change in scenery. Joined by me is Goals. Goals, how you doing?
Yeah, good news. Thank you, Tools. And yeah, finally get to see a different map. Looking forward to seeing what these teams can bring up on Mirage. Of course, we heard that analysts Des talk about how it's a very puggy map, and you're going to just see some crazy individual plays from a less structured team. But ultimately, I'm very keen to see what the South African talent has to do on Mirage. We saw some impressive Inferno stuff earlier, and looking forward to this one, Toolsy.
Yeah, Mirage, it's a very puggy map, open map, just like the Des mentioned. It's CT-sided, I'd say by a small margin. But yeah, X Gaming versus GP2 AIM coming up very, very soon. I'm looking for a close call. I'm looking for a bit of overtime here and there. You got to give the people what they want, so hopefully they can put on a good display of skill, aim, precision, coordination, and all the bells and whistles we love and watch Counter-Strike for. Goals, any map predictions? I know you don't know these teams as much as you'd like to, but maybe it's a 1-1 bet and a 1.2, 1.21. Who would you bet on?
I don't know. There's a terrible odds to let's just see what happens in front of us. But I'm gonna go with G2P AIM. I think that's a unique name, fun name, and seeing if they've got it. But yeah, we're jumping straight into the game here. It is Mirage. Just them up against X Gaming. Yeah, Tools, take it away.
All right, we got a flash smoke on the CT side, 2 grenades, a smoke and a Molotov. Looking for a wide expanded setup. Perhaps they know something we don't. Ooh, you hate to see a missed window smoke. That should be free information, free headshots coming out from Estrix. He's going to be definitely looking for more of those flashbangs there. Good support YouTube coming in from his teammates. A few more pot shots. It's good information. The remaining attacking side is towards that B side. That's 2 kills coming out from Estrix. Starting off real good. WizKid, the wee kid. Pick up a kill for himself. 2 versus 5. Blink and you'll miss it.
Yep, and GB2 getting early frags here. And it's all down to the Horseman and Kenny D here. Just need to try and make themselves big, but there's just so much map control held by the CT team here, and they're playing it defensively, not hunting these kills at all. I like to see this, a little bit of respect being shown. They'll slowly start to push the ends of the map and find that sort of early information. You see Wicked, he's going to be in the right position to kind of cut off this B breach he has. He's got able to get out as well, called the rotation and a flash from his teammates. That's cutting them off, and they're starting to wrap around them. Tools just slowly edging closer and closer, but now they're forced into that B site. Not going to be able to get much done. It is the Wicked that ends the round, and that is a GP2 aim. So far 1-0, they take the pistol.
Yeah, brilliant start by them. Can't help but think things could have changed if X Gaming didn't miss that window smoke. Would have provided a lot more cover and room to work with down middle. But first round, GP2 aim, an important round at that. 5 submachine guns. You really got to get close and personal with these SMGs and get money bonus. Could come back to bite them in the second or the final or the gun round after this, better yet. Should be an easy, clean round for G2 aim. No upgraded pistols on majority of the players in X Gaming, no armor, so it makes them a bit squishy. And here we go.
Oh, it's a big Kobe. Yeah, Kobe it is. Quick kills, but I mean, as expected, we figured that it would be a quick, swift round. It was indeed, and now we see, what's this? I mean, full Glock. Oh, there comes a scout on Kenny D, but yep, they're going to fully purchase behind this, so the T's are making the move early on. Yep, I like to see this. They're going to kick things off with some mid control. Doesn't look like they're going to be smoking off window. Perhaps going to just peek it with the scout, but we do see some aggression being pushed here by the CTs, and it pays off. They catch that scout ever so alone, and that's a quick early pick here for the CTs on the purchase round of the T's.
100%. Kenny D just had a scout really embodying the personality of Kenny S with that sniper rifle on his hip. Oh, look at Manifest creeping in towards this A side. Wins out the battle versus Tempest. That brings it versus 3 versus 3. Like I said, these submachine guns could come back to bite them versus AK-47s, and they go in. Winnie Lily, they don't care about no opposition in front of them. They're really evening it out. 1 versus 3 Manifest. In fact, 1 versus 2. He's left alone. He's going to lead to land some shots, and the submachine guns prevail. GP2 aim.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to pick up these AKs as well, and that's a beautiful little retake. They didn't invest much in the round. You can see they're building quite the economy here, specifically these 2 players on the CT side. So that's a clean 3-0 there coming through, and quite a strong start here for GP2 aim. X Gaming need to come up with some different, perhaps solve to more of a default style. It seems like they're just getting picked off. They got caught off guard there with that aggression up towards middle, and that broken A push obviously just got retake quite easily. Now we do see a little more of a split coming out from the T side. They are going to get control towards B, towards lowers, and got mid now as well. Asterix not picking off anyone just yet. They are going to peek it though. He's got that AWP, of course. Going to get mollied out. That's perfectly placed as well. He's not going to be able to peek that angle any further.
Mac-10s, Scouts, SMGs, and he hits him with the drive bar. He's gonna upgrade to that rifle. It's this Weekend left on this B bomb site. Wins out that frag. Good Molotov. Just to push stealthy forward. The rest of them are trotting in towards this B site. WizKid got some good angles working with over there. Support too far away to rely on. So it's all gonna be done by himself. 4 versus 1. That turned quite quickly. They did have the superior weapon, so kind of expected.
And it was all up to the noodle. 1 versus 4, kind of waiting for any CDs to come through, but no one's going to be home. It's running out of time as well, 30 seconds left. So I'm just going to try and make some money with this. Smack you, gets tagged there.
Getting surrounded, what?
And he got the kill. That was an insane frag there through the smoke. I can't believe it.
Yeah, GP2M, now is not the time to throw. We've already seen 2 big throws today. Does he have the bomb? He doesn't have the bomb, so I guess he's just going for some kills, but he's going to lose out on the money bonus. So I'd really hope he does. What? If you got that headshot goal,
That was close. I would have been impressed.
would have been wild. Agreed.
He's got to run around with that Mag 10 now. I suppose he does. At least what can keep his armor, but that's a.
Yeah, it's not worth. It's definitely not worth. He needed to die there. Well, it is what it is. At least he's got something to work with this round. Full purchase on both teams. 4-0 the scoreline. Slowly eking ahead, GP2 aim. A decent CT side so far. No top mid smoke coming out from X Gaming just to cut off that information. From Astrex, who's holding down middle with that long green gun.
Yep, this is the full A execute coming in here. Hot and fast there from the T side. Smokes out, Splash is coming. They're storming up the ramp, and right now the CTs are forced to push back at his Tempest out of this belt. Gary's able to get one quickly. Trader spacing is good. Trading even better now. They've mollied off the CT side after the smoke, but they're getting picked apart there from that window area and just getting wrecked. 3 versus 2 now. 2 players are coming from that jungle area. They eventually neutralize the one threat. Manifest is the last man alive. 1 versus 3 now, and they should be well aware of his position. You can see that they are going to start to peek him, and very confident peek coming out there. And GP2 aim here going off to a rocking start. 5-0 now. Really starting off the CT side quite swimmingly here. Tools X Gaming, that A execute left quite a bit to be desired. All the util placed into the correct areas, but ultimately getting abused by those AWPs. Not enough flashes, perhaps, supporting that util, and ultimately Orbs reign supreme.
100%. Things are looking good for G2M so far. Once again, it's the scout on Kennedy. Already a free kill from Astrex down there by middle. Seems to be quite mobile. Good util usage all around from the CT side. A smoke towards connector just to create some more space or diversion. As you can see, the remaining attacker sitting down middle. Oh, but detonator rolls off the tongue better that way, you see. Laying down some good util down the middle. Kennedy trying to show off with that scout. Needs to land a few more headshots for my liking. Transitions towards the rake here. Packs a bit more of a punch, I'd say.
Oh.
But the relentless approach from G2 aim in the middle. Not giving them any space and room to breathe with it at all.
Get some really. Oh, that net is going to be solid. Oh,
Got a net, it doesn't
that
care. Easy, clean 6-0 for G2. GP2M. Picking up some good kills. They got AKs and a few of their players, and AWP. Probably a double AWP. I think Spazzy. Yeah, he's in a. No. They're going to get a double AWP here. Very beneficial to have the double AWP system up on the CT side on Mirage. Nice wide open map to open up the frag or the count. Opening frags are the most important for the CT side. It just makes the rest of the riflers feels at ease.
Yeah, we see a nice even spread, not rushing things at all. Our side of X Gaming just waiting to see if they can get any regression from the CTs, but you see, despite even being 6-0 up, GP2A, no business in being overly confident, overly zealous, getting picked off in areas of the map, and right now, do you see that pressure, with Mali putting pressure on the player towards that apps area. Perhaps going to get picked off, but does quite a bit of damage, but this nade is definitely going to do a world of hurt, not even needed. There was one from Wicked earlier, lands. Is going to activate other areas of the map here. See Detonator is going to take that peek towards middle. He is going to find somebody home. Oh, the timing. That's CSGO for you now, but no presence really felt from the T side here. CT set up, holding their posture. Straight line across the Mirage there. They're just all playing in such complementary positions now. Very difficult to find for the T's to find any sort of gap to work with, any sort of opportunity here, Tools. A lot of respect coming out of GP2 AIM.
Yeah, they're playing this the way you should. Make sure you get that bank up and you build it, and that happens by not dying. So they're just taking the fights that are advantageous towards them, lining some good shots, moving around to complement each other quite well. Wicked climbing that scoreboard. Manifest is seeming to escape through the back lines, but that should be the 7th round. He's going to just keep that off and fight another day. They do have money to reinvest into this round, X Gaming, so no harm, no foul. What they need to be worried about is that scoreboard. They're letting the game run away from them slowly but surely, so and put something on the board soon.
Yep, you can see tactical pause coming out here. They're going to have quite a bit to discuss. Where can they, perhaps just stand in mid-control, perhaps maybe just some sort of initiate or double pump, onto the side. It seems like they seem very committed behind their executes, and a little bit predictable here for the side of GP2 AIM. Certainly looking like the better team here for the start, but that's what those tactical pauses are for, right? They are going to be reevaluating what their approach is going to be. Let's see what they change up here. We do have a full batch of rifles. They finally do have that AWP in response in the hands of the scouts to Kenny D. He's up against Bazzi, but yet to hit the double AWP on Asterix as well.
Nice knife, Dutton. Nice knife. Valued quite high on the Steam market. But already an opening frag from the AWP on the side of G2 AIM. They're going to be heading in towards that A side. They do have a look sitting on B, so quite a split attack coming out from X Gaming. They've lost out on the trade so far. One man down, no advantage just yet. The bomb is still in their control, so Wicked needs to make something happen, yet delivers a headshot immediately to further the advantage for the round. Detonator. At this point, I don't see why he shouldn't. Reeve can get that AWP out of the hands, and there we go. 8-0. Asterix closes it out, and so far, good performance out of GP2 AIM. Really putting on a clinic for the viewers.
Yeah, certainly look like a well-oiled team here, and they certainly taking these early fights and seem to be picking X Gaming apart. They are, of course, forced back onto these pistols. They've got a short little well of util, perhaps going to head towards that B site or potentially storm lowers. We'll see that in a second. I do believe it's going to be a barrel towards this B site. Early flashbang comes through. They're not able to lay the util down. Perfect window flash as well. Molly does come through, but they're not committing. All jumping out of that window, but Detonator steps out just in time. He gets the spray, not able to get as many as he would have liked, but they've now recovered that AWP. They're going to get the AWP down. Manifest with the plant. That's what the T's would want. They are suddenly in a winnable position here. They've recovered guns, or at least one player has. Tempest moves into the side, kills the low player, spots another one, and finally a player that hasn't seen much action just tears them apart as they enter that B bomb site, and it is called upon. They deliver another round on the board there. Of course, nothing much in it there for X Gaming. They would kind of feel like they got the job done there. Put some money in the bank. They can have a full purchase now. This is their time to get back into this half. If they can figure out what it is they need to do. They do have that AWP now in the hands of Manifest. Does he have a decent spawn to look towards middle? I think we need to see an early round pick or a first pick here from X Gaming to open up the round for them, and hopefully they can build off the back of it. But so far, GP2, as you said, Tools putting on a clinic. Player pushes out towards ramp. He already gets taken care of. Completely isolated towards his team. Now the execute comes on straight behind. If they're not able to put that molly, the AWP is stuck towards this middle area, and it pays off. He gets the frag. Finally, things are looking even. 4v4 now. Kenny D takes the peek at a perfect timing to kill the player towards CT, and now he is on the site. This is the best chance X Gaming have had to put on a round. They finally get to cross that dangerous area as the smokes dissipate, and another pick by the Horseman. First of the game for him, but what a critical frag it will be, and this is perhaps the round that X Gaming get on the board here, Tools, and they can build off the back of this and make it a bit more competitive. 2 versus 4 now.
100%. A lot more shape around the attack. A stunt, Tempest, and Detonator. They're going to move in for the retake. They have a lot of money in the bank, so they really want to go for this. They need to find kills instantly, though. It's Tempest with the double. There's 2 more opponents to find. And that's the first round for X Gaming. Well put together, a bit more structure. Look like they have a bit more shape around that with the two-pronged attack from middle and towards it. A start some good smokes to cut off information. Eventually they open up a manifest, so they need to compound and build on this. Need a few more rounds just to chip away at the economy and break the team of GP2A. Oh wow, is that a new flash? No, never mind. Never mind. Once again, the two-pronged attack, it seems to be what they have in their toolbox. Yep. They've smoked off CT and they're moving in, so it's looking good so far.
Yeah, you can see that the CTs are kind of playing this from like sort of retake position, finding players that AWP shot. Noodle peeking aggressively outside towards this apps area, but they're not committing behind this. So far, the CTs are rotating, kind of putting some focus, but the bomb is going to be materializing from lowers. They are going to come at a delay timing, and this might catch them off guard. Are they going to move into the winner? First frag goes the way of the CTs now. They are still messing about here. They're not able to get, or finally gets that frag towards short now. They can maybe put some more pressure, but right now the A breach is kind of broken already. Tools. This player on the side needs to get the lead, does not. Spazzy with that AWP gets the no-scope kill, and suddenly this breach just completely falls apart, and GP2 aim take a round just as fast as one was taken from them, and that is going to hurt if you're X Gaming. That is going to tear the economy apart. We find it is Wicked that turns it into a disaster. 10-1 scoreline. It's looking rough. Tools.
Yeah, I like their approach. They sent two players going from lowers to try to go for that window boost, but got caught between the shoelaces and tripped over. Like I said, right idea. Just need to shape up on the execution. At least they're able to put another buy in the board, another attack, another day, another dollar. That's what they need to look for. They can't drop in motivation and they can't drop in enthusiasm. 5 rounds should be the number for them to look at. It is a CT-sided map, as I've mentioned. Once again, they go to what they know. A-side, exec, one player heading towards middle to capitalize, but they need to better their flashes. Asterix isn't going to miss those easy shots. It scurries the CT defense to move around and prod and probe. Spazzy picks up a kill towards middle. Traded up by Kenny D, though. Perhaps he can summon the inner spirit. Oh, but Tempest! Almost whipping out on that kill. Finishes them off, and yeah, one by one they start to fall like dominoes.
Yeah, really solid play coming out of GP2 aim here. Just really dominating on those entry frags.
Yeah, the horsemen. Perhaps you can put some numbers on the board, give us some highlight frags. 40 seconds on the clock to work with. All choke points surrounded and covered by GP2 aim, so he's going to really need to fight his way in or save and fight another day. Yeah, by the looks of it, he's going to be saving. Is he the timed out or he's saving? He's saving. It's a really decent save spot. I mean, it's an off angle.
It's an off angle if I've ever seen. For sure.
I'm just surprised at the composure and patience he has sitting in one spot. Usually you see a player AD, or shake the crosshair a little, but that was poise. 11-1.
That was really controlled it, and he's just slap bang in the middle. I love it. Tenacity gets a free frag for his troubles as well. And now 11-1. Now we need to see something come out of X Gaming here. If they are to bring it back, I think 4 rounds from this point would be a win in their books for sure. You see quite a few numbers heading towards that B bomb side. Quick little push there towards B. Fast flashes. Mollies are getting displayed by the CT. This could be an absolute disaster right now. They are getting picked up. It is Wicked to get traded out though. Manifest, it's all up to him. He gets the tag on with the needle, but able to get much more than that. Now they are battering onto the side. Support, util, and rotations are coming through from the CTs, but it is Wicked that is all alone. He pulls the bomb off his objective, perhaps a mistake, but it finally gets traded out by that Mac 10 towards bench. But nice positions known. Asterix is holding that angle with that AWP. Does miss it. Beautiful little shoulder peek coming through there. He's going to be able to pressure now. He shoulder peeks again and he misses it now. This could be spelled disaster for the CTs. It is. He gets a quick pick, but it's TK that actually happens. Finally, the AWP picks it. It's all up to the Horseman. We saw patience from him earlier. Not able to capitalize on the situation, and I think the T's certainly were in a position to do better with that, but it is GP2 aim that put another one on the board. 12-1 here, and they've obviously got a lot of bank in the a lot of bucks in the bank. Doesn't really matter impact them that much if they lose a couple of men in the breach, but right now it is rounds. X Gaming don't have many on the board, and they want to have any chance of defending to what looks like a really well-oiled GP2 aim. They're going to need to get these last two tools.
For sure. Look, there's progress within the attack from X Gaming, but that's just, again, detail. Small little things missing, like specific flashbangs, are really coming and hurting them like a thorn in their side. Good opening kill from Kennedy, and now perhaps that's the start that really wanted. Now they need to just compound and keep the trades going in their favor. Spazzy smoked out, so that's going to force his hand to either play safe or not. Asterix gets through the smoke, opens up the scoreboard for his team. And so does this spam. They're losing numbers, X Gaming. They need to find a way back into the round to recover as the bomb goes down. Is there cover? Yes, there is in CT spawn, but Noodle, it's taken up from Connector. 2 versus 4. They're losing man, they're losing power, and they're losing the duels. The rounds aren't going their way, and so they need to dig their heels a bit deeper in. Asterix isn't going to miss those shots, and yeah, that's all she wrote. 13-1. Like I said, there's progress within the rounds. You just need to not lose control, not lose sight of where the danger is coming from and holding it down. Noodle, after that bomb plant, someone should have called, you know, connectors not smoke, stairs not smoke. Just hide a bit, let me flash rather. A bit of teamwork and coordination, that's about it.
They saw him cross the man and they just spammed him. He had to like kind of run out behind triple, and yeah, there was just no support there. And I do agree, a flash certain could have maybe assisted him there with that angle, but he just pretty much had to get that objective down, and his life is what he paid for it. But now we see nice aggressive angle coming from Asterix towards that middle area. We see middle control being taken. They've completely gated that position for the CTs, and now they can take it, but they are going to face some resistance as they cross towards that connector area.
Asterix isn't going to be missing those shots. The La Resistance. Spazzy. Oh, wow. He anticipates and takes out the bomber. And that's going to be the call for everyone to get to and shut down and hold that bomb while they move up connector. Wicked just supporting his fellow Orbsman there towards middle. Cat push isn't going to pay off, yeah, detonator. I think he just wanted some kills there. He knew exactly what it was doing. Asterix is there for support though. In fact, no, he did have support. I thought he got that flick. Wicked needs to just hit a little turn and burn. That's 14-1, securing the half. A dominant half for GP2 aim.
Yeah, really solid performance there. I think showing that they are a slightly superior team here, certainly on Mirage. X Gaming really need this pistol round, and I suppose the only kind of theory that you can stick to now is that if they've done it to us, we can do it to them, boys. 14-1, let's go. Let's bring it back, but we need this pistol round. That's for sure. So I almost want to ask for something a little out of the ordinary here from the T side. Looks like they are going to go top mid smoke and barrel towards middle, split from lowers as well.
They're going to try go for a cat split and see majority of the attacking teams up a beat it. Cat's so hard to get across. These USPs are favored, and these long-range duels, stealthy. He's caught between a rock and a hard place. He needs to land some shots. He gets one, but he's traded out. There's a player and boosted inside, and I think that's the linchpin in all of this. Manifest just trying to do some double duty. The Horseman, good boost. He's going to peek out wide. He gets the double traded out, though. That's a good pistol round so far from GP2 aim. Brilliantly done. Perhaps the start of the comeback, start of their success, their campaign towards that 14-14 even Stevens. Just 2 rounds to work with, isn't much on the CT side.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to fully purchase behind this. They can't really afford to lose much more than one round. So they have got 4 SMGs up. One heavily invested Kenny D. They're going to obviously be holding that middle area. And now we see a fast A coming out of GP2 aim here. They're already up the ramp. They got the first frag as well. And there's no real hold here. A little bit displaced to obviously tease it is Manifest that's going to hold the ground here with the MP5. It's going to be able to peek that ramp soon, and they have to wait for this app smoke. They've already peeked out towards that ramp area, and now jumping across. Surely here, numbers moving towards the A bomb site, but the hold is... Well, breached.
Wonder what the idea is.
Down.
I think they're just trying to get some picks, because looking at the bomb, it's still sitting near spawn. So they just wanted to do some eco damage, but the SMGs are here to clean up as well as that AUG. That's the 3rd round for X Gaming. D2 aim finally. Actually, they don't have enough money for a gun round. I feel they should have fully invested in that previous round, maybe, if that was the idea behind it, or not bought at all.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's managed the economy a bit better over there. But X Gaming will take that with a smile. Really emptying their pockets of utility out, X Gaming, just to ensure they don't get caught with no early rushes. 8 flashbangs purchased up into GP2M. Interested to see where they're going to utilize them, perhaps up connector, perhaps towards Cat, but wouldn't be the best to go down with the utility. That's upsetting to see. That shouldn't happen. The jump accuracy seems to be favoring Kennedy, it seems. Nice and slow, easy does it. It's a good way to empty out the pockets and force X Gaming to reinvest in the util the next round. We're gonna be heading on towards this B site. Need one more flash, otherwise I guess you're gonna get chewed up and spat out by the defending team. X Gaming did really well so far in this eco round. The more they save, the merrier. It's getting peppered down. Yeah, there was not much of a game plan moving into this round, I'd say. So X Gaming doing well to clean up and picking up a free round essentially.
Yeah, no, it's pretty simple stuff. They weren't really up against much, and I think they do well to keep all 5 players alive here. Do X Gaming, they're building a little bit of an economy. It's kind of similar to what GP2M did on their CT side as well. But this is the big buy round. Now we see what GP2M can bring to the table. They've had a couple of broken buys here. Now they can see they've fully purchased full sets of util across the board. They've got that AWP on Asterix. Perhaps going to just drop him over some util if he needs it, but it doesn't look like he needs it. He's going to probably go for some aggressive peaks and try to get some sort of advantage going. We do see the AWP on Kennedy as well, of course, so perhaps a battle there between the two. We do see that is Asterix that gets it. Perfectly predicted there through the smoke. Both players finding that duel early on. Oh, and an early dink here towards the B bomb side as well. It is Wicked that's going to drop the nade. It's not enough to deal with the issue, but that is an early round pick, and this allows a little bit of free-flowing movement to come through. There we go, picks onto triple, and that's the A bomb side. All to them, GP2M are pulling out all the stops here. Beautiful little pump action burst onto this A site, and CTs are left. Just the horseman here, ready to hold.
Oh no!
He's just not on his side. It's perfect peaks, and they make him pay the full price of his life. Smokes come down to the side, easy bomb plant. Only 2 players remain, and considering the round difference, they may as well try to do as much damage as possible. That is the final player, Manifest, with that AWP. He's going to get hunted now shortly. Players are boosting. Being clever should know that one's there. Spots the other one. Gets the flick shot. Spots the third. He makes the clip. 3 are down. 1 to go. Finish it off. He's going to get on the bomb now. He's going to completely clutch his round. The CT players need to move.
I don't believe it!
Oh my god! Manifest, that is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. He wins the round. That is a back-breaking one for sure. GP2M gonna be upset with that. Enough time to get all the way around to CT, and he clutches it out. That is a highlight reel. If I've ever seen one, X Gaming needed that sort of individual brilliance to bring them back into the game and perhaps shatter the hearts of GP2M here. What a round.
That is the biggest throw in Counter-Strike I've seen. and also some of the quickest AWPing I've seen in a while. Some snappy shots, good reaction, and yeah, if a team's gonna throw, you better be ready to catch. And he caught real good. Manifest putting up a stellar performance to crawl back around and aid in the bed their campaign. And I think that's gonna startle GP2 aim just a little bit. If I was the captain of that team, no one's eating breakfast.
For a week straight, I agree. And this A bomb side, it seems to be the focus again, not disheartened by their previous failures here towards it. Oh, it's just free picks all round for Noodle. He's just juggling the sights. An absolute champion. There is some more support raining through from CT. The Horseman also can rain from the stairs area. Eventually, the AWP gets picked towards CT. 2v3 situation. Stealthy Sloth is on the rotate now. The Horseman peeks out, gets spotted out. Now he needs to wait for his teammates to come in. He has got these flashes. He can empty them, throwing towards the bomb site. There's still one player remains to cross for the T side, so really difficult position. Molly is a bit short, but it pushes. No, it's actually perfect. Pushes him out 2 versus 2 now. Beautiful step from Spazzy there. Covers quite nicely, but it is the Stealthy Sloth. The Stealthy indeed picks off a player towards that side, puts it into a 1v1, and decides to change his position. This is sneaky. This is the Stealthy Sloth that we all enjoyed to see.
Oh no, that was an important shot. Sloth needed to win that out. Spazio with the slight readjustment takes him out. And man, they had the lead throughout the trades in that round. They just needed to tighten up a little bit more. X Gaming. That could have been theirs. GP2 aim recovers once again. That's match point. 10 match points to play with. It's hard to imagine a world where X Gaming brings it back, but there is this possibility out there for them. Gonna dig extremely deep. Empty the tank, if you will.
Yeah, I think and the reserve as well. Remember, they can only go to overtime at this point. It's not even a done deal if they are able to win every single round from this point, as you pointed out. But also the weakened weaponry on the side is definitely something that's going to come up against them here. 15-5. X Gaming on their last legs here.
Should be able to hear all the rotations coming out through middle. The other players sitting just below window. You can call that out. They're selling the fake, but there's no real plan around that fake. No one really out near A ramp or A palace to capitalize on the space that's been given. They're going to pedal back, and by then the CTs would have re-rotated and bolstered up their defense. What they do have is detonators sitting below window, hearing all the rotations back and forth. The B side's pretty much open from Wicked. He's taking some duels. He's actually pulling the defense even further. He finds an opening duel. He finds a second, in fact, and he's doing all the work while the remaining attacking players moving towards that A side. He's going to go towards Cat. Noodle's going to be his next opponent to face. In fact, he's going to double back towards Connector. The bomb's heading towards the site. There's no defender there to slow it down or stop it. Inevitably, it's Wicked. Once again, gets eventually shut down by Noodle. It was a labored attempt at that. 2 versus 3 on the retake. Take that one. It's Manifest. With the world on his shoulders in this 1 versus 2. He's gotten an ace before, done brilliantly well, and that was the flick shot he needed to hit. And that's GG. GP2 aim, take it 16-5 on Mirage. A clinical performance. They let it slip a little here and there, but eventually tied it up. Had a communication with the team and said, it's time, guys. It's getting late. Dinner's getting cold. But Goldie, what do you make of that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, really good stuff coming out of GP2 aim there. They really played well. Clinical performance, them on Mirage looked very comfortable victory. Besides for that clutch that came through from Manifest, that kind of brought it a little bit closer. There wasn't really much in it for them, and you could kind of see that they were the more prepared team. They had more prolific individual plays, and ultimately had really solid T and CT sides. So, I mean, I think the better team won, and ultimately not much more than that.
Yeah, the better team won, and you could see it from the CT side, the way they were stringing their rounds together. They weren't losing too many numbers from here and there. So a good indication in moving into the second half that it was going to be a bit labored, but it should be a clinical, clean finish. I mean, 10, they got, I'm not too sure, was it 14 rounds on the CT side? They got quite a bit, and that aided their process. I mean, once you have that moving on to the second half, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable. and you can have more room to pick up those highlight frags. But Manifest with that ace did surprise me a little. But yeah, congratulations. They'll move on to the next round of this qualifier. But the Desk has more to say about it, so stay tuned.
Thank you so much, casters, Golden Lighter, for that in-depth casting. Well, we thought it's going to be just a sweep, and we were getting ready to analyze the game, and then all of a sudden we saw some really admirable plays from X Gaming, but unfortunately they couldn't keep up the steamroll. But before we get into depth into that, let me remind our viewers that $50 is up for grabs for your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go to lenovo.gaming.com. You can either post a clip from the broadcast, or you can go and vote for your favorite team. And make sure while you're there, you check out some other offers as well. And now for some exclusive offer from South Africa. With every purchase of a Lenovo product, you will also get a free premium pair of headsets. Make sure you grab it because it's only valid from the 13th to the 16th of December, and the link is in the description below. So, analysts, I know you're eager to talk about this game. So let me know, what are your initial thoughts? How hyped were you that there was going to be a comeback, there was going to be a big story behind it, and we were hoping for 14-16, but in the end, they couldn't make it. So let me know, what are your
A
thoughts?
man who was going to be able to deliver us the comeback was Manifest.
That is very true, yes.
If you
Manifest
remember, the
tried.
last bullet actually that went on the CT player was actually the last bullet in the magazine, and it was so lucky, and
Wow.
it was so timed perfectly. I don't know how, but I props up to him.
Do you think it was luck, or do you think he was calculating every move?
I think it was in the moment where he was feeling it and he was like going into that zone, like zoned in, you know what I mean? Regarding GP, they were clinical performance by them. I loved how they're playing, how they were holding it down, no mistakes, just killing, destroying the enemy team. You want to add anything?
They were too confident. This is what I loved about them. They came into the map, they're too confident. Individually, they're good. 5 of them is good. They played simple CS, like basics.
But what do you think about Manifest?
I
I think he's the map. He's the man of the map, to be honest.
listen,
Even
The
though he lost.
MVP.
honestly, I would love to see, like, I would love them to start CT because I know they have something in there. Since the comeback, they made like 4 rounds in a row. They could have done better if they started CT. As you said, some players can start CT better than P. Manifest, that clutch was insane. He showed us that he can good op. He needs to challenge himself now to improve better, to help his team get picks, to help his team winning rounds. Hard luck, but that was a nice clutch. That was an insane clutch.
Yeah, and you guys are all praising Manifest, and I have to definitely point out the round where he went full up madness, where he went, I believe it was 1v4, but he turned out getting the ace. It was just him, 1 op, and 4 team players from the
Him against
opposing
the
team. He made it happen. We were hearing screams from across the room. It was insane. So I think when we saw that, we were really rooting for X Gaming to show us more, and for Manifest to be able to, carry his team. Do you think, is there anything else he could have done that perhaps was lacking, and perhaps that's why they didn't
As we
manage to
spoke
get too
about
far?
the last map that we have seen again, Inferno, the team was lacking trade kills, lacking some key notes in communication. I think also X Gaming was lacking that as well. Some communication, some trade kills, some entering as a team, playing as a unit we didn't see that as a team side. So I think they should really practice on themselves a lot more.
By screaming.
By
By
screaming.
screaming. So we've heard some negatives for X Gaming, but tell me some of the positives for the winning team. Let's hear some praise for them. Let's see, what
For
did
the
they
winning
do right
team?
here? Yes. How did GP2 AIM get the win? How did they
I mean,
stomp their rivals?
If you look at it, the way they played the map, they're telling us that, listen, we're ready, we're confident. I don't care how we're gonna take mid. We're gonna come mid, take it. We're gonna set up A, take it. We're gonna go A, take it. CT, they held mid like nicely. I love the hold mid. The way they didn't give a chance for them to take mid was really important because it forced them to move into sides by pushing 5, even though pushing 5 is a good thing, but yet they managed to use the good utilities that we were talking about. Crossfires in B, in the B rushes, we saw the crossfires killing 5 without any backup from the third player coming of the rotation. In A, we saw the whole CT, the retake. We saw once retake. That was a good CS that we watched.
Shows they are ready.
Shows
They're
that they
ready.
have something.
So GP2A were probably watching when we were talking about the map, and they're like, "Okay, we got to do what Hope said," and that's what they did, and they came out with a victory.
I mean, Mirage is about mid.
Mirage is all about the mid.
It's all about mid.
Well, that's what they did, and that's how they got the victory. Do you guys have anything else to add for the analyzation of this game?
A really wonderful day, to be honest.
Oh, wonderful! Definitely
Wonderful
wonderful.
game.
I
day.
love the start of this day, especially for South Africa.
Start with a bang.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
definitely our
From
first
16-0
day.
to a close match to another,
Definitely.
giving hope of good CS. You know, I loved it.
I feel like our expectations were definitely heightened, and we got way more than we thought we would get, which is a very, very good thing.
Yep.
And before we start with our outros, let's remind everyone in the audience about our juicy spice pool, prize pool. Excuse me. We have $12,000 up for grabs. First place, 5,000 in second place, and 3,000 for third place. These are very, very significant prize pools, as we know, and we really, really expect the players to bring their all and to show us that, you know, they're able to make it. They're deserving of this prize pool. So we're going to remind the viewers one last time about the offers that we have. So make sure you do not miss the chance to go get that $50 that you could add to your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go to gaming.lenovo.com and either post a clip of our broadcast or vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, just browse around, see if you like something else. And for South Africa exclusively, with every purchase of a Lenovo product, you will get a free pair of headsets. But make sure you do this quickly because it's only valid from the 13th to the 16th of December, and you just need to click on the link below in the description. So, this is our last day. Let me know. What do you expect for tomorrow to happen?
I honestly, as I said, I'm expecting surprises from the
And fireworks.
South.
Fireworks. So
Fireworks.
we're expecting similar gameplay as today and more.
And maybe
More.
even better. Maybe
More,
even
yeah.
better.
So we have seen already how Egypt and Tunisia and Morocco has performed. And as we know, the grand finals is not going to be segregated. It's going to be combined with whichever region comes out on top. So since we've seen the qualifiers from them and we've seen the first day of qualifiers from South Africa today, who do you think is better so far? Can you distinguish between them? Or
You
you
can't
still
just say
think...
who's better, so we don't disregard that they're really good also.
Mhm.
They have a nice specific set of skills, as well as South Africa.
Mhm.
So you can't just like be like, oh, they're better or whatever.
Yeah.
We just have to acknowledge the fact that there are some really good talent out there in
Mhm.
Egypt and Morocco and Tunisia. And we are going to see the same as well in South Africa. However, who's going to be the best is we'll see them actually compete against each
Yet to
other.
find out.
We have to find out.
That's when we know who's the best.
Yes, we're definitely excited, super, super excited to find out what our grand final teams will be and from which regions they're going to be from. But I'd like to just thank you guys for being here and for helping us analyzing the games. And please, you have the floor. Let us know how today was for you and what CSGO means to you.
First of all, thank you for being an amazing host, and thanks everyone for watching. CSGO is somehow more than just a game for me, especially. I know it used to be more than a game for Sami at some point because we play this game with passion. We play this game like from our hearts, deep inside our hearts, where we rage, we actually get too emotional losing a game in a tournament or whatsoever. It's also somehow an escape from reality, you know. So CS:GO is somehow a big role in our lives.
I will definitely say
Started
so.
from playing for fun to actually
Exactly.
being an enthusiast and playing it for actually semi-job. You can't say a job,
Mhm.
but you have to actually acknowledge the factor that CS:GO has, or let's say gaming in general. Back then, we didn't used to get the recognition. Oh, you're a professional player. You still have to find something in life.
Mhm.
Now it's actually considered to be an occupation, a real life job.
Oh, that's very true. There are university credits that you can get for
You see,
esports.
you
Yeah,
see what force we are heading into.
definitely.
Esports has grown massively, and we have to appreciate that.
And we're very excited to be part of this whole esports scene. And personally, it was a pleasure being able to host this tournament. The very first day went very smoothly. We're very happy with how things went, and hopefully, we'll have another great set of matches for you guys tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned, and we'll see you guys very soon.
This here, the smoke exists. He doubles up. Can he get the triple?
You caught my soul when I was falling. You moved the clouds to stop